It's the Orioles on Massillon, and we welcome you to Chicago as the Orioles and the White Sox will meet for the first time this year. This is a 4-game set. And as you would expect if you're an Oriole fan or an Oriole player, when the Orioles got here, it was raining, and it rained all day. But hey, the weatherman's come around, supposed to be able to get this one in okay. And the next 3 games, they're promising some beautiful sunshine. Everybody, I'm Gary Thorne. Great to have you with us here in Chicago. First to 4, 2 teams who have struggled mightily for the Orioles on the road. It has not been easy. The wins have been hard to come by since that series in New York beginning of the year. And Buck Showalter left Boston with the ball club and himself not particularly happy. And here's why.
Yeah, things that don't show up in analytics. You know, the double play we should have turned. We just didn't transfer the ball well, and we had you know, some little things that are biting us, making a difference. The you know, the hits. You know, I thought we had a good approach against Rodriguez. We just couldn't get that big hit to open him up.
Boy, is that ever the truth. You take a look at a record that they set the most hits in a game without scoring a run since the Orioles came to Baltimore. They tied that mark at 13. That was in 15 innings, though. The 13 that came in Boston was in 9. So Jim Palmer just seems day after day there's another thing that happens that the Orioles can't quite get over.
Yeah, and you mentioned the fact that the White Sox are not the Red Sox, so you know they're not playing that well. Of course, the Orioles have the worst road record of any team in baseball, but 1 for 10. That's what Buck was talking about, not turning the double play with runners in scoring position. That makes a big difference. Maybe a hit or two, you get to the bullpen, you get to them a little bit earlier. Now, of course, the Red Sox were 2 for 15, so just imagine what that 5-0 score could have been. But they need to do a better job of doing what they did so well last year. 287 as a team, runner in scoring position. You know, got Mancini struggling. The first guy to tell you, you know, I'm squeezing the bat a little bit. So hopefully that'll change here in Chicago. They're not playing well, even though they did win 3 out of 4. So try to take advantage of that.
All right, we'll see whether or not the Orioles can do that. And we are going to come back and talk with John Russell. He's the bench coach, but also the guy who works with the catchers. And Chance Sisco, dramatic improvement. Visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. Still very cloudy. Little drizzle once in a while here in Chicago. For the Orioles, behind the plate, a dramatic improvement for their rookie catcher, Chance Sisco. You see where he ranks all-time among rookie catchers in getting people out. He has been spectacular at that. But that did not come easy. John Russell, a lot of work with him, the bench coach and the Orioles coach who works with the catchers. We asked John before the game today, tell us about the process.
Well, it started, a couple years ago, but really last spring training when he came in, and we started the process with him. And I told him, I said, there's going to be a lot of things we throw at you that you're not really going to grasp at this point, but it's going to take time. I said, I can't get you to this level just yet, so we got to take steps to get you to that level. And if you keep working at it and keep doing what you need to do, and he went last year in AAA and worked really hard, and came back this spring training, I'd tell he made a lot of progress, so we could kind of start taking next steps. With his throwing, his receiving, his blocking, all the things that entail catching. And then started, with the pitch plans and getting to know the pitching staff, which is very difficult at times. And, so it's been a process, and he's still learning and he's still growing, and, still has some things that he needs to continue to work on. But, so far I've been pretty pleased with how he's done and how he's grasping things. He's a good student. He remembers things, and that's one of the big things behind the plate is being able to process and remember what goes on during a game, remember hitters, and he's doing a pretty good job with that right now.
All right. John, let me ask you about the throwing part of it. He said the other day, no matter how strong my arm is, if my feet aren't right, it's not going to work. What does he mean? He's
got to have quick feet. It's kind of, we kind of equate it to Caleb Joseph. Caleb doesn't have a strong arm or cannon arm like some of the catchers do, and so we had to find ways for him to get the ball to second base quicker, and the same thing with Chance. So we started last year. It all had to do with his release point, how the ball was coming out, changed his throwing mechanics a little bit, and got him going with his arm last year, knowing that the base was going to be his biggest key, but we had to get the arm in the right slot to begin with. And it took him most of last year coming to spring training. About the third week of spring training, he started to really find his release, and then we started working on the legs. Okay, your release is there. Don't worry about it. Let's get your legs involved. And basically, it's just we got to get his left foot down and got to get him up quick and get the ball on its way. And we practice throwing down. We practice throwing the ball low. If we skip the ball, it's always in the tagging zone. We got great guys up the middle that pick it and put good tags on. So he's worked real hard at it. And but his feet have got to work quick for his arm to be. Because his arm is in a good spot, and your feet have to be quick to make sure you get everything out of your arm.
What do you do about talking to him about being in charge of a game, or do you even do that in this day and age?
Well, you don't say so much in charge of the game, it's in tune with the game. You got to stay involved, and sometimes it's difficult when you're not hitting, or you're giving up a few runs as a staff. You're starting to second guess what you're doing behind the plate, and he's been real good. He's got a pretty calm demeanor, which is good for behind the plate. And like I said before, he remembers things. He'll remember how he pitched the first hitter, his second at bat, and his third at bat, and he's got some creativeness to him, and I think that's important behind the plate. You got to be creative, knowing what your pitcher can do, and I think that's the big thing is that if you run that game. That's what you're talking about, is that you are actually running it with your pitcher. The guys on defense need to help you out, and I think he does a good job with that for a young age. I think he's going to continue to get better, but he's not a huge vocal leader type guy, but behind the plate, if you do your job, everybody's eyes are on you. So if you do your job, people notice it, and they know you're doing a good job with it.
Well, they're noticing because he's done a nice job. Now, obviously, the pitching staff not where they want ERA-wise, but we saw that with Caleb. Everybody said he'll never catch in the big leagues, and he was able to do it because of the hard work. It's very much like pitching, Gary, where your alignment, to be able to repeat your delivery as a pitcher. Just imagine when your pop time wants to be under 2.1 seconds. You catch the ball, get your footwork going, get your arm up, as John Russell said, and then get it on its way under 2.1 seconds. No time to linger.
No. All right, let's take a look at our game time temperature brought to you by BGE Home. We know more, we do more. It is 59 degrees, humidity up there at 92%. Cloudy skies, there'll be a bit of fog around, but hopefully the showers have passed us by. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Orioles. Brought to you by Southwest. Low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Mancini, Jones, and Machado, Scope, Valencia, and Trumbo. Davis, Rickard, and Susac. The Orioles line up against the left-hander with Adam Jones' numbers here against the White Sox.
Yeah, Hector Santiago, you can see he's got all the pitches. Now will he command them? Came in 5.9 walks per 9 innings. That's up with the league leaders, not where you want to be. Hadn't won a game since last July when he was pitching with the Twins. All kinds of shoulder back problems. So he signs as a free agent. I mean, he's got, again, will he be able to command his stuff? I think that's the big question for Santiago. And Don Cooper, the pitching coach, and Renneria, the manager.
Trey Mancini leading it off against him. Mancini will go to short on the ground with this one. Anderson up. Couple of pitches and an out recorded. Abreu gets it over there at first base, and Trey Mancini first out of the ball game.
Yeah, so there are some of the numbers. Again, righties, he does a better job. I think the changeup has a lot to do with that. So Buck Showalter would call him a reverse split guy. And you can see he's a fly ball pitcher. We'll see how that comes into play, because when the Orioles are at their best offensively, that's usually what they do.
Infield will shift around a bit on Adam. Adam Jones has been carrying a hot bat. The 3 hits in the ball game against the Red Sox yesterday. Came out not feeling 100%. Didn't feel very well throughout most of the ball game. But still got base hits. Came in and feels all right today. So he is right back in the lineup and in center field. Showed you those big numbers he carries. A .293 career hitter with a home run against the White Sox. And the pitch will be taken inside for a ball. Orioles again get a left-hander. Lots of them of late. 3 out of 4 in Boston. And starting this one here, the Orioles have gone 6-11 against left-handed starters. They are 27th in Major League Baseball in win percentage against lefty starters. Adam will go after it and back for a souvenir. Both teams, as we said, it has been a mighty struggle. The Orioles have won 14. The White Sox have won 13. The difference is the division you play in for the Orioles. They're 17.5 games out behind the Red Sox and the Yankees. On the other side of it, only 8 games out for Renneria and company, because they're in a division that's struggling to play .500 baseball. Delivery on the way to Adam. He'll go the other way, and that's foul.
Yeah, you look at that loss column. That's the one column everybody, you consider they're going to play 162. They're 19 back, talking about the Orioles. And again, the Indians, it's been a struggle for them. They started slow last year and then had that 22-game winning streak. But they're under 500, so it's a good division to be in if you're not if you're rebuilding, which is what the White Sox are doing.
You'll see a lot of the names. You'll go, who's that? You don't see the White Sox very often as an Oriole fan, and a lot of new players have been called up. They've got a lot of players who were signed as free agents or acquired in trades some time ago, have made it up to the majors now. Santiago will be inside with that one. Adam working the count to 2-2. Santiago is 30 years old. He has a 40-47 lifetime record, both a starter and a reliever. 4th start, 13th appearance this year for the lefty. He jammed him, foul territory. Big race, sliding, not quite. Ouch. Abreu went down hard and a little awkwardly.
Well, he's their offensive leader. So again, you don't want him to get hurt. Nice effort right there. You're trying to catch it, not hit the fans, but it looked like he went down on the left ankle.
Looked like he turned it over, didn't it? That's not what they want to see at any point of the game or season.
Yeah, so it looks like that left ankle hit his maybe the back of his thigh, rear end, and
so we'll keep an eye on that as the game goes along. There's no question, though, that's hurting him right now. Anyone who's ever turned an ankle, you know that is painful. Sometimes it will just go away, and other times it'll hang with you. Adam takes the pitch outside on the fastball, so he works the count. Gets 3-2 here with 1 down and nobody on, and Manny Machado waiting on deck. The Orioles have lost 2 in a row. The White Sox have won 2 in a row, taking 3 out of 4 from Texas. Orioles will take that. That's what Jim was talking about. He surrenders a lot of walks.
Well, he's coming off his best start. The only time and this will be his 4th start, he's gone over 5 innings or gone 5 innings, and he walked 3 in that game up against Pittsburgh. Only gave up a couple of hits, a couple of runs.
That'll bring up the talk of Chicago. Manny Machado, 4-game hit streak, surrounded by the press with the rumors flying about. Take a look at our AT&T achieving more. First innings good, real good.
Well, they're all good. I mean, it's just amazing the kind of year he's having, because the numbers are so superlative.
He will foul that one away.
I mean, you name a number, and Manny's up there with the leaders. I think the number that impresses me, you know, they talk about the difference between the modern day hitter and maybe the older hitters where they didn't have to face all those arms thrown 95 to 100. Close and late, he's hitting 12 for 24. So they bring in the best.
Towering fly ball.
And he's still able to handle it.
This will be played by anybody in the infield that had time to get underneath it. Anderson goes back to get it. Manny is retired. And there are 2 down here in the first inning.
Yeah, talking to a lot of the you know, broadcasters and whatever, you're wondering if you look at the defense, Garcia, Engel, Palpa, he's a Rule 5 guy. They got Sanchez, Anderson, Moncada, Abreu, and then of course a familiar name, Wellington Castillo, who had a great year for the Orioles.
Neither defense has done well. The Orioles are ranked 14th in fielding percentage, and the White Sox are ranked 13th in fielding percentage. So the defense hasn't helped these teams a lot. Runner on at first base is Jones. Here's Jonathan Schoop batting cleanup, and I'm back to the bag. Schoop has a 1 for 4 lifetime against Santiago, hitting .225 on the season right now with the 4 home runs that he has picked up. Santiago working out of the stretch, third base side of the rubber. Adam not a big lead at all, and the pitch off speed taken up high for a ball. Outfield was shade to left on this. Angles moved over, so you got a big gap in right center field. 400 to dead center. 330 down the left field line, about 335 down the right field line. The symmetrical ballpark. That'll be taken, and again we'll miss. Schoop wanting no part of that pitch.
Yeah, so when you're hitting 225 and you miss what, 3.5 weeks with the oblique, you want to get back into the swing of it, and part of it is taking a walk. If he doesn't make a good pitch that you can hammer here, take it. And that's what Jonathan did so well last year when he hit 32 home runs.
He's hitting 290 off left-handers, but only 200 off righties. Lead at first base. Delivery will be one he wanted, and we'll foul that one back upstairs and out of play.
Well, going back to Santiago, that 91, everybody that watches Hector, and again this is his what, 13th game, 4th start. Remember Sid Fernandez? You did the Mets. He pitched for the Orioles briefly. He made 91 look like what, 98? Because he hit it kind of a herky-jerky motion. There is Don Cooper, their pitching coach. It seems like he's been here forever.
He's been a stable part of this organization. Jones again the lead at first base. Schoop will take the pitch. It'll be in the inside corner for a strike. Jeremy Rehak is the home plate umpire. This is his first year at the major league level. Rookie umpire.
Yep, and you know Welling's there, so that ball's around the corner.
Rehak getting an opportunity at the major league starting in April, and still with this crew, and will be here for the most of it. Jones waiting. Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and that'll go outside. So you figure somebody like Santiago, who gives up as many walks as he does, is going to throw a ton of pitches in a ballgame. Because if you're going to walk a lot of people, that takes a lot, and probably you're going to have deep counts on hitters along with that.
But wouldn't you say the Orioles chase pitches about as well as anybody out of the zone?
Yep.
And that's obviously when you look at the runs, and because they're not where they want to, you know, it's not productive. A little bit over 4 runs a game.
And that's what you're talking about. Jonathan Schoop goes after one not even remotely close to the strike zone. Orioles are retired. We will see Andrew Kashner on the mound coming back. Sanchez, Abreu, Palka, Davidson, Garcia, Wellington, Castillo, the former Oriole, Anderson, and Engel. Jose Abreu, career versus the Orioles. As Jim said, he is #1 offensively for them.
Yeah, their best hitter, Andrew Kashner. You can see two-seam, four-seam. That's what, about 61%. And then the curveball and slider. And the reason we kind of highlighted changeup, when you talk about the ability to swing and miss, that's his highest swing and miss pitch. So we see if he uses it. And again, the pitch count up a little bit from last year, about almost 18 per inning. That's a little bit high.
First ball goes to third. Hello, Danny Valencia. Welcome to the game.
Yeah,
line drive, Moncada up, trying to go the other way, and Valencia was in.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to get to it. Nice swing, but you picked the wrong guy. You can see Moncada can run, so they play in, take the bunt away. Well, welcome to Chicago, Danny.
Danny was very happy to be where he was standing, because otherwise he was not going to catch that ball at 90 off the bat. So Moncada retired, went away in a pitch. Kashner likes that.
Yeah, it's kind of a good omen.
Yeah. Here's Yolmer Sanchez. He has faced Kashner a couple of times, 0 for 2. For the lefty-righty matchups, left-handers hitting .267 with 7 home runs off Andrew. The right-handers at .250. They have hit 4. Those home runs have been a bugaboo for Kashner. 11 total surrendered. First 2 innings have been his toughest. He has given up 6 in the first and 6 in the second.
Yeah, it started opening day against the Twins in Baltimore, or at least his opening day, and he gave up 3 home runs.
He's only had 1 start without giving up a home run, and that was against Toronto, and it was 7 innings in a non-decision ball game. He's got an 0-2 count early here. Sanchez will take it on the inside corner for a strike. Didn't particularly like the call, and will head back.
I'll take a look at the Oriole defense here in Chicago on the south side. Mancini, Joe Rickard, Valencia, Machado, Scope, Chris Davis back in the lineup at first base, and then Andrew Susak taking Caleb Joseph, who was down at AAA at Hartford.
Susak getting his 4th start of the year behind the plate. And here is Abreu. Abreu's got a 4 for 6 lifetime off Kashner, and will take the pitch away for a ball. As you would expect, he has just turned the numbers on the Orioles to his advantage. 379 lifetime average against the Orioles. 379 with 7 home runs. Outfield very deep against him. He'll take the pitch away. 2 down, nobody on here in the first. That's the knee when he went sliding over there trying to catch that pop-up in foul territory. See how it feels here. More concerned about the ankle, I would think, than the knee, even though he got a little cut there. He will get a cut, putting the weight out there on the foot, fouls it off. Talking about Kashner's home runs, the 11 he's given up of the season. At least 1 in each of the 9 starts, and the 11 home runs tied for 4th most in the American League. So he'll try and stay away from that. This is a ballpark that's, I think, fair. It's not real hitter pitcher advantage wise.
Yeah, I think when it gets warm, everybody says the ball heats up, home runs become more prevalent. I think early on, we used to come in here all the time, and they can have. I mean, early this morning it was like what, 48, 50, and then you mentioned about rain. So everybody kind of complains that early on it is a pitcher's environment. I'm not sure you'd say that on July 4th if they're playing at home.
And heavy air tonight with that humidity the way it is. Abreu, 2-ball, 2-strike count. Kashner's pitch to him. He bounced that one out in front.
Well, the thing about Jose Abreu, he's a lifetime 300 hitters at 301. I mean, his home runs, I mean, he never gets cheated. His first year against the Orioles, he hit him to right center, left center, 36 and 30, 25, 33 every year, 100 or more RBIs. And he can hit it any inch of the ballpark.
He's the real deal. 3-2 delivery on the way, and that one's going to be popped up and back and out of play. For Kashner, making his 3rd career start and 5th time out against the White Sox. He's got an 0-2 record, 4.61 ERA against Chicago, and gets the opportunity here in this one, trying to pick up victory number 2. Nick Showalter hoping for some innings from Andrew Kashner. 3-2 delivery again. Rockets that one to center field. Adam Jones will have room in the warning track. No. And it bounces right off the fence. halfway up. He didn't miss the home run by much. It was a line drive shot tailing towards right field, and he's got a double.
Well, you get an idea of his ability, as we mentioned, to hit it anywhere. So again, it ends up finally in the middle of the plate. And this is how you give up the home runs, or in this case, the double. Good news, he hit it straight away center field. So again, long way, as you mentioned, probably what, about 390, maybe 395 to that part of the ballpark here.
So Abreu's on with a 2-bagger. Runner on at second base. Shift will be put on. Polka coming up. Polka with an RBI opportunity here in the first inning, looking to do it with 2 down. Scope way out there in right, and the pitch will be away for the ball. Polka, 15 starts. He was recalled from AAA Charlotte on April 24. He hit .286 there, 3 home runs, 7 RBIs in games at AAA. 1-0 count. He's in right field, and he goes the other way, and that'll be foul.
Yeah, big, strong guy. I misspoke where I thought he was a Rule 5 guy. He was actually claimed on waivers because he was hurt last year, 2017, from the Twins, and then the year before, AA, AAA, hit 34 home runs. So they got him for his bat.
Yeah, he's got the power going. This will be his 6th pro season. First time in the majors. 1-1 delivery on the way. That's going to go into the shift. Manny Machado will scoop edge of the grass, makes the throw to Davis for the out. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. Who completed 1 of the first of 4. $500 for being selected, 500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play Home Run Rich and Scratch Offs win up to $50,000 or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. And Ronald, good luck. Oriole fans here in Chicago.
So let's see, if we win, that's the White Sox fan, we'll be 14-30. And if the Orioles win,
15-30.
50-32.
Yeah. Ground ball down to third. First ball hitting. That's foul. Toss made just in case by Sanchez. Now this has been a battle here in Chicago to stay out of last place the last 2 series for them. Rangers are in here playing terrible baseball, and Chicago able to take 3 out of 4 from them.
Yeah, that was their first homestand and a victory on a homestand all year. So
how about that?
They win 3 out of 4, and what they did, I mean, they pitched better. They didn't score a whole lot of more runs, a little bit over 4, but their ERA was under 4. And so what, that magic formula, you score more than you give up.
Always seems to work. It is an amazing feature of baseball.
Exactly.
In fact, most sports, I've yet to find
you score
that.
More points.
I'm looking for that.
More goals.
That's right. High in the air and deep. He got a lot of that one, but it's going to stay in the yard. Boy, did he get under that. Angle out there to haul it in, and Danny Valencia is retired. Well, the Birds are going to host the Nationals May 28th through 30. Kick off summer with a special 105 Memorial Day matchup. All fans will receive an Orioles Memorial Day t-shirt. Plus on Wednesday, first 20,000 15 and over get the Orioles Cooler Backpack presented by Visit Sarasota. The tickets are at Orioles.com. Orioles are 10-13 at home, 4-19 on the road. White Sox 6-16 at home. Have actually one more win on the road. They're 7-14 in away games. Here is Mike Trumbo. Marks the DH. He's got a 3-game hit streak coming into this. He's also got 2 home runs off Hector Santiago. The only 2 hits he's had in 10 at bats have both left the yard. That'll miss inside.
Yeah, kind of working his way back in after the quad injury. Yeah, the amazing thing is he's hitting .358, league average at 300 with batting average on balls in play. So it's home runs are down for him with only 1.
Goes up high, and that's where they've been working him. Those high fastballs.
Yep. Well, you take that pitch, it's 2-1, you swing at it, and now Santiago can pitch out of the zone because instead of being 2 balls and 1 strike, it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And you got a young umpire. You don't really know his strike zone. If you do, telepathic or something like that. And
that was a strike.
Yep, there you go. So you chase to get to the 2-strike count, and then he makes a great pitch. To his credit.
That's right down Broadway.
Yeah, and then look at the young umpire. He moves right in with him. He's right over his helmet. A lot of times he'll sit on that left shoulder, but he was right over Wellington Castillo. So great angle. And once again, Santiago makes the perfect 2-strike pitch.
He's got 29 strikeouts on the year now in 33 innings worked. 2 down here in the 2nd inning.
Well, Hurd last year, as we mentioned, and I am sure that Rick Hahn, the general manager here, said, okay, this guy was 10-4 with the Angels 2 years ago in 2016. So maybe we can resurrect his career, give him a chance. They've used him both in the pen and as a starter. Carson Fulmer, one of their former #1 draft choices, he hadn't been very good. He got back sent down to Charlotte. So
that's why Santiago's pitching. 2-0 delivery on the way, and Chris Davis will take it for a strike. Chris back in, even though there is a left-hander on the mound. He's hitting only .139 against lefties, .174 against righties. Buck said tonight, though, he's our first baseman. He's going to play. So there'll be some situations where there's a particular left-hander. I don't like the matchup. That one he'll stay out of. Strike called at the letters. That was the case yesterday against Eduardo Rodriguez, as Chris did not have good numbers against him. He is 2 for 10 with a homer off this left-hander. Hector Santiago 2-2. Davis goes after it down the line in left field, curving over towards the seats. Foul territory, and not by much.
Well, yeah, and you're sitting at home, you go, well, because I look at that as, okay, we got in trouble up in Boston because it starts open, kind of dances towards the plate, and then kind of gets everything out of the way. That's a good 2-strike approach because he was able to foul it off. Up in Boston, didn't play yesterday, but those are pitches he would swing through. And when you foul off pitchers' pitches, it makes it more difficult for them to get you out.
Shift is on against him, as it usually is. And that will be a full count to Chris. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Davis trying to get on with 2 down, keep it alive for Joey Rickert, who is waiting in the on-deck circle. Santiago, the full house. Put a little extra on that one. Drove to left field. It's going to come in, though. Garcia started back. He'll put it away in a 1-2-3 inning, picked up by the left-hander. Go to the bottom of the 2nd here in Chicago. No score. game. Special ticket packages are available, featuring on-field access and exclusive Sandlot t-shirts. Ticket packages at Orioles.com/The Sandlot. No score in this one, as Cashner will face Matt Davidson, sophomore year, 27-year-old out of California. Had a real good season as a rookie last year among rookies. 26 home runs, ranked second. He was fourth in slugging, 68 RBIs, fifth among the rookies, and he was tied for eighth in runs with 43. Real good start. He will take that pitch for a strike.
Yeah, great high ball hitter, pull hitter, even though he's got the power. He had 3 home runs on opening day. That's a good way to start off your 2018 season. Did it against the Royals.
1-1 delivery on the way, whacks that one into left field for a base hit. So Davidson is on with a single leadoff here in the second.
Yeah, a little slider settles back into the middle of the plate, and he just massages it. And again, he elevates it. That ball's out of here. He can hit the ball hard. The other thing, Gary, he's a tougher out. He walked last year, even though he did have a hand injury towards the end of the year. Only walked 19 times. He's already walked 25 times in 2018.
Already beaten the mark. That's pretty impressive.
And we saw that with Jonathan Scope. Walks came up last year. You do a better job of figuring it out.
Garcia goes after the first pitch, fouls that one hard up over the White Sox dugout. Yoel Garcia, with the runner on at first base, getting a start in left field. He is 1 for 3. Lifetime off Cashner. Andrew Cashner has interesting numbers this year in that the trouble he gets into is generally when nobody's on base. Those leadoff hitters down to first, chance for 2. Davis, there's 1. Quick relay to first, not in time. Garcia, some pretty good speed.
Yep. They got a lot of guys that can run on this team. They lead the American League in stolen bases, and Garcia with 7. So you got foot speed. Otherwise, Chris Davis does everything right. Look how quickly he gets to the ball. Perfect throw. Machado with a strong arm, and they still don't turn the double play.
No. So we'll keep an eye on Garcia. One of the things, of course, the White Sox do because they struggle offensively is that they will run. They'll try and create opportunities, hit and run and hit, try and take the extra base. Just trying to get things going offensively. And here's former Oriole Wellington Castillo. Castillo's got a 6-game hit streak coming into this, raising his average up to that 260 mark you see there. Pretty good lead at first. Cashner will make the throw over.
Well, I mean, maybe Andrew doesn't because he didn't see him play all last year, even though he pitched against the Orioles twice when he was pitching with the Rangers. But Wellington Castillo, I mean, he's having a great May. 300, 3 home runs of those 6. Great high ball hitter and surprising power.
He showed that with the Orioles last year. Not quite getting around on that one, and will foul it off. Castillo is 5 for 12 off Andrew Cashner. He's had some pretty good numbers against him.
Yeah, and when you go back and look at 2017, he was a big part of the offense. 20 home runs, 62 RBIs, hit well over 300 with runners in scoring position. Also hit career high 282.
Just turned 31 years old. Garcia takes a lead at first. Pitch will be a little bit low. You take a look at the numbers for Cashner that we were talking about, Jim. Kind of maybe backwards to what you might expect. Maybe not.
Well, they are, and again, last year he was 170. I mean, that's unbelievable number with runner in scoring position. Came in today, and that number went down. It was 10 for 50. Got out of the first inning, so it's now 10 for 51. So he's trending in the right direction.
Pitch on the way. Runner stays. Castillo will take it inside.
The ground ball, the ground ball percentage much higher last year than it is this year. So the ball up in the zone has got him in trouble. Camden Yards, not an easy place to pitch.
He's 63% fly balls or line drives this
Last year he was 49% on the ground.
Yeah, that's a pretty dramatic change. Castillo working at 2-1. Garcia stays. Great off-speed delivery over the top of it.
Well, that's that changeup that we circled because, again, swinging, you throw 91 to 95. That's probably where he averages with a fastball. Changeup can really be effective.
Strikeout wise for Cashner, he's had 47 of them in 51 innings.
And Castillo does not run well. Ground ball, if you're Cashner at somebody, is going to be your friend.
Runner again not going. Fastball will be taken up high. So a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now they are checking into the dugout and for the signs as to whether or not on 3-2 they might want to send him here or not.
I would imagine he'll be running. You know, big, huge lead. And if you're Cashner, if you don't throw a strike, it's ball 4. So you got to make your time. And
runner goes, ground ball off the glove, trying to get to the bag, did not. Throw to first, will get the out. Well, Schoop tried to get his foot on the bag after he caught that ground ball, but he just couldn't reach it. But he will get the out at first base.
Yeah, the other factor is he knows that Larry Garcia can run. So right here off the glove, so the deflection. See, I mean, if he doesn't touch that ball, it's going to be a double play. But because it was deflected, able to get the second out, but not the lead runner. So back-to-back innings with runner in scoring position and 2 outs for Andrew Cashner.
Good job by Schoop to get the ball and get the out after that ricocheted away.
Yeah, so trying, and again the deflection makes it go pretty close, a lot closer than
yeah,
than I thought. Yeah,
me too. Pretty good stretch. All right, let's see if Cashner can work his way around this one. Here is Anderson, the shortstop. Tim Anderson will take the pitch away. The team, the White Sox, batting .215 with runners in scoring position as a ball club. That is the 2nd lowest in the American League. So they've had opportunities, but they have not been able to come up with the big hit often enough to make difference in games. Pick off easy throw as Garcia was headed back to the bag.
Well, if you're Rick Renneria and you're managing this team, and the guy at the plate had a nice year last year. You know, he can steal bases at will. He's 15 out of 16. He's hitting .114 with runners in scoring position. So you want your offense to get better, get a hit here.
Valencia's playing even with the bag to take the bunt away. Cashner will work inside to him. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
You know, Anderson's kind of the version of Trey Mancini, who had one of the highest runner in scoring position numbers. He's 4 for 31. Those are just
unbelievable.
Yeah, they really, yeah, you know, and then once it starts, it's hard to end because you start feeling the pressure. You want to get a hit.
Yeah. That pitch is going to be away to him. 17 home runs, 6th among American League shortstops last year for Anderson. So he does have some pop. Another one of these young players they're looking to build around, and they do consider him to be one of the core players for the restructuring of the Chicago White Sox. He's only 24 years old, born in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, living in North Carolina now. Runner off second, pitch is right there, right down the middle. And he was taking all the way. No green light on that. 3-1.
You're probably wondering, well, how come Rick Renneria didn't let him run, get the green light? It's probably because he figures he'll get another good pitch here.
Cashner with a 3-1 count on him. Big lead at second. Gets one right there again. He started at first base, but that's a pretty good pitch.
Yeah, take a look at our Nissan pitchcast, and Suzak tries to bring it up. I mean, it looked like it may have been a touch low, but again, you have a young umpire. It's his strike zone. I may not agree with it, but.
So Anderson goes full, 3-2. A couple of hits, 5 at bats off Cashner. Garcia off second base. He'll foul it off, and we will get to do it again. Oh, battling, working the pitch count here, 3-2. Cashner's had a number of those full counts in the starts that he's had.
Yeah, last year a little over 16 pitches per inning. This year just a shade under 18. So, in his defense, they don't score runs when he pitches. He's got the second lowest run support in the league.
Anderson will take it, and this time, no question, it's a walk.
So I think you get a feeling that I got to be perfect, and that's somehow how you get into big innings or bigger innings.
So 2 on with 2 down. Engel coming to the plate with an RBI opportunity. Those runs for Cashner at 2.68. That's the average for him for the starts he's had. He's received 2 or fewer runs in 6 of 9 starts. White Sox threatening here in the second inning, but there are 2 down. And the pitch going to miss up high. Oh, an opportunity for their center fielder playing against the Orioles for the first time. Get an RBI in this at bat. Cashner just wants to work his way out, get this one out of there. He brought that one down a little bit. That is in there for a strike. Orioles road trip continuing here after Boston and then down to Tampa Bay for a 3-game set. So a long road trip. The Orioles trying to improve that road record. That's going to miss outside, maybe a little bit low as well. 95 on that one.
Well, so if you're Adam Engel and you're struggling 182 at runners in scoring position, you sit on a fastball, you should probably get it here.
Engel's had only 4 hits in his last 49 at bats at home. Much better on the road. Runners off first and second. 2-1 delivery to him late and foul. Garcia, real big lead at second. The Orioles aren't trying to keep him close here with 2 down. They don't want to move that infield towards the middle and open it up for Engel. 2-2 pitch on the way, and a great pitch down and in to get him. So Cashner finds it. He gets a couple of strikeouts, no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 are left on base. It remains zip zip. It was released by New York. Robin Roberts pitched 2 scoreless innings for the Orioles. 35-year-old, of course, who went to the Hall of Fame, ended up 42 and 36 during his 4 seasons with the Birds. And here at Comiskey Park, that was across the street, took only an hour and 29 minutes. The White Sox defeated the Senators. 89-minute contest, the quickest 9-inning game ever played in the American League. We will be about 2 outs in the 4th inning when we reach the 89-minute mark here tonight.
Pretty quick.
That was a quick game. Santiago working here against Joey Rickard. Foul tips, and that one got Castillo, the catcher.
You know, you look at the reports and then you look at the 2 home runs that Rickard hit in the Tampa Bay series. They were on fastball, so what do? Analytics say changeups.
Joey's done real well with the starts he's been able to pick up of late against the left-handers. 6th start he's had in right field. And he whacks that 0-2 into left. Garcia will chase it down. He'll make a big turn and stay as Garcia gets it into the cutoff man. The Orioles leadoff man on, first time in 3 innings. Whatever Rickard thought he was going to get, he got.
Well, it's a slider to the bat head, and ideally you want to backdoor that slider. You start it away, but watch this ball come right down and in. So all he has to do, the intention is with one of those back foot sliders, but it didn't slide.
Causes problems.
Yes,
for the pitcher. Yes. Here's Andrew Susak, the Oriole catcher. Susak will take it away for a ball.
Yeah, as a pitcher, your intentions is not always what happens once the ball's released.
You never lose a game if that were the case.
Exactly. Right? That's my point. I was kind of going to get there. It's going to take a while. Well, you think about the Benintendi home run off Dylan Bundy. It was an 0-2 pitch. People are going, I'm sitting there going, well, I know what he was doing. He's trying to throw it, get on top of it. Good tilt, and it didn't, and he ended up hitting a home run.
That'll be inside and taken.
So that stuff happens.
Thank goodness, or we wouldn't have a game.
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of 89-minute games.
Yeah, a lot. It'd be 0-0 forever, though. It would be Ron Darling and Frank Viola again in the NCAA college game.
Yeah, then we'd be doing what they do in college football. Start on the 20-yard line and
put a guy at second.
Which I think they're doing in the minor leagues somewhere in extra innings.
I haven't seen any news on that either about how that's going. 2-0 count. Rickard's on at first base. Santiago's pitch gets him on a swinging strike at 91. Santiago has had no luck as a starter. He hasn't won in his last 10 starts. He's 0-7. ERA as a starter in those games is 9.23.
And then go a little farther. What's the last team he beat?
What, the Twins?
The White Sox.
White Sox, with the Twins. Yeah.
Yeah, back in May of last year, and then he had the shoulder and back problems. And originally signed a 30-round draft pick by the White Sox.
Yeah.
And then traded down to Arizona for Adam Eaton. We're going to see, and then of course Adam Eaton goes to the Nationals. He hadn't been able to stay healthy. We're going to see Lucas Giolito, one of the guys they got in the Eaton trade.
They really like,
yeah.
I like Giolito a lot. He hasn't faced the Orioles since he was pitching with the Angels back in 16, May of 16, member of the Angels. And lifetime against the Orioles. He has a 1-0 record. 9 appearances, 5th as a starter. Swing and a miss. Reared back a little bit at 92 on that one to get Susak.
Yeah, well, Sid Fernandez fastball. Probably hides the ball well. 92. It ends up in the middle of the plate. Susak a pretty good fastball hitter, but not tonight. And that ball's not on the corner. I mean, it's not in, not out. It's pretty much down central. Still can't get to it.
So Trey Mancini will stand in. Trey grounded out his first time up. Infield, of course, had double play depth here. Rickard with good speed on it first will draw the attention of Santiago.
They hit the ball sharply, but right at Anderson, the shortstop. First pitch of the game.
Trey Mancini, bit of a struggle here in the month of May. Average has dropped down to 256, which in this day and age isn't all that bad, actually.
Well, for him it is.
For him it is.
Yeah, I said, how you doing? He said, well, it's been a tough go the last 10, 12 days.
Santiago, a long hold. Pitch on the way to him will be way inside. Jackknifes.
It's kind of interesting if you're a golf fan, aficionado, you watch golfers in their the way they stand, their posture is so important. And he was talking about it. He said, I think I'm getting a little bit bent over, and again, like we told you, not that this is one of those cases. Last year he had 340 with runners in scoring position. This year he's 4 for 31. You grind the bat. You're not pitching well. You rip the ball a little bit tighter.
That'll be there for a strike at the knees on him. He's hitting .235 with 3 home runs so far in May, and we are up to the 21st of this month. So that's not typical. Good numbers against left-handers on the year, though, with that .296 batting average. Trey's had 3 of his 6 against lefties. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Joey Rickard short lead at first. Off-speed pitch. Wellington Castillo down. Rickard down and back in safely. Castillo has a very strong arm.
We threw out 44% of the runners. Until he played with the Orioles last year, we saw him when San Diego came in a couple of years ago. Going not that athletic, but once you see him play, that all changes.
Sure does.
And then he had the great offensive year. Career high with 20 home runs.
2-1 delivery. Trying to work inside outside and took a turn away from the plate. Santiago did, unhappy with himself. It's part of the control problems that have bothered him all year. Can't get that pitch too many times where he wants it to go. That ends up in those walks and these kind of counts. 3-1. Mancini facing this left-hander for the first time. Joey Rickard a base hit on at first with one away. 3-1 in the air to right. Headed right down the line. Polka over and will not have a play. A few rows back. Trey will bring it back. He had last year an excellent season against the White Sox. He ended up going 7 for 16 with a home run and 4 RBIs. The Orioles last year took 4 out of 3 from Chicago, but lost all 3 that were played here. Three-2 will be coming again. Outfield shaded a bit towards right with the center fielder there. 3-2, shattered bat goes to short. Taylor made 1, 2. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. Pitchers dominating here through the first 2.5. And by Ocean City. There's no end to the fun you'll have at Ocean City. Plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. South side of Chicago, the home of the White Sox. No score in this one as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Orioles back at it tomorrow night. Game 2 of this 4-game set. And it'll be Kevin Gausman against James Shields. And we'll be on the air at 7:30. Those extra and 8 o'clock for the ball games. The delivery by Cashner is going to be taken for a strike. Moncada lined out to third base first time up, hit it hard right into the glove of Danny Valencia. Former Red Sox prospect. Swing and a miss on the 83.
Yeah, fastball, line drive to your third baseman, and he took the first one and then swung at the changeup. $31.5 million by the Red Sox. He was #1 prospect. Came in the Chris Sale trade.
Shattered the bat on that, I think. Nope. Ends up in the seats. Foul anyway.
I mean, just think you're the Red Sox. You have to give up your #1 prospect in all of the minor leagues, Major League Baseball, and then you get Sale, who's on a 5-year, $32.5 million deal. So you get him where he's cost effective.
Did he go? Yep, he did. Alan Porter down at third base as Moncada went around.
Moncada. So again, you've already seen him hit the fastball, throw him something out of the zone. He can see the bat travel too far. He knows. Out of Cuba, switch hitter.
So that'll be the third strikeout in the ball game, picked up by Andrew Cashner. That'll bring Sanchez up hitting in the 2-hole. Good numbers, average-wise at that 279. Strikeout victim his first time up, and he will take the pitch for a strike. Cashner's looks as though he's got pretty good control tonight. His pitches are going pretty much where he wants them to be. Oh, and delivery on the way, fouled off.
Yeah, mixing them up nicely, and again, you know, your scouting report or your game plan, analytics, whatever you want to call them, is basically, you know, Moncada, good young hitter, fastball hitter. So what do? You get him out with changeup. Sanchez powers down and in, doesn't hit a lot of home runs. What do? You just go up and in.
Came in real good on that one, as he could not get the bat around on it. Sanchez hitting 184 right-handed and 313 left. The 2 home runs he's picked up, as you would expect, have been from this side of the plate. That one down the line, that's going to be fouled by just that much.
Yeah, they run the balls out like singles or doubles and doubles or triples, because that's the kind of team they are, with a couple of exceptions. Davison doesn't run well. Abreu been slowed down by the abrasion on his knee and genetics.
They got also so many of these young players looking to make a mark here for the future. A lot of them have come the hard way in the Rule 5 and the free agent, minor league free agents.
Yeah, then you got Avisail Garcia, who hit 330 last year. He's got the hamstring problems. Apparently that hasn't healed well, so he's out till maybe June or July.
It's going to be inside, and that's a big loss for them to be out of the lineup. Though Sanchez works the count to a ball and 2 strikes. Tough watching when you're used to being a regular out there on a daily basis. And he'll come inside him as well on that one. The Cashner backed him off the plate. Count goes 2-2. 25 years old, out of Venezuela. He is one of the free agent signings for the White Sox, and just stays alive, topping that one into the feet of Susac, the catcher. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Versatile player. Sanchez, one of those who moves around. He played second base, third base, 3 games at shortstop in the starts he made. 69 starts last year. 2-2, and he fights it off again. It's a big swing. So he'll have at least 9 pitches in this at bat.
Well, that's how your pitch count gets up. And you know, came in a couple of times when he got ahead, not close. So those are kind of wasted pitches unless you go down and away, which is where they're going to try to go right here.
Up the middle, may have hit Cashner on the way by. Manny Machado makes the quick throw and gets the out. Real. That's the arm of Manny when it comes into play with somebody like Sanchez running. He was flying down the line. Cashner looked like he tried to kick it.
Well, it's to the opposite of the glove, and he did. So we've had a couple deflections, one to Scope, one to Machado. They still make the plays. There you go.
But I hope it hits on the sole of your shoe.
Well, I think your natural reaction sometimes is to try to deflect it. You know, Kevin Brown used to do it with his pitching hand. Mike Flanagan used to tell Kevin that's not a good idea, and then he would eventually break a finger. But if you know where your guys are playing and you can tell, and sometimes it's a little bit more difficult, how hard the balls hit, you know whether it's going to. They're shifting, especially nowadays with all the shifts.
Abreu will fight that one off. He had a double his first time up, left stranded. 2 down, 3rd inning, no score. Abreu's been on a tear. He had a 10-game hit streak ended yesterday. He's hitting .405 over his last 11 games. So that has pumped that average up over the 300 mark.
Yeah, he had went over 4 yesterday. What he was 306, dropped to 299. That went back up over 300 with a double off the top of the wall. But this is the way you want to pitch him. With nobody on, 2 outs preferably, and then again you can hope that maybe you get him to chase 0-2.
He'll pop that one up first base in foul territory. Chris Davis, he's got room, he's got the ball. Good inning. Castro retires the side in order. So for 3 here in Chicago, it is a pitcher's duel. No score. RAV4 Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. A misty, foggy night, but right now not raining or drizzling at all. Does he care what the weather is? Absolutely not.
Nope.
Of no concern whatsoever.
Not when you have cotton candy, or yeah, there's more. Comes in many different colors here in Chicago.
I think that was just taken right out of the cone, wasn't it? Just made into a ball and.
Well, just think it's more concentrated sugar.
Aha! They know.
You do that.
They know. The kids know. You can't fool them. Here's Adam Jones. Jones, Machado, and Scope. No score. Top of the 4th inning. White Sox 0-2-0. The Orioles 0-1-0. Towering fly ball left center field. Again, ball not carrying particularly well. Center fielder Overangle will put it away.
Well, he's out there for his defense, and Garcia says, I'll let the tall guy get it.
He's the traffic cop. Our league leaders brought to you by Coons. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Yeah, extra base hits. Look where Manny, and of course, it's pretty select company. You know, you think you're having a great year, and he is. And then you go, well, there's other guys, the same thing on their minds. There's Ramirez, one of the more underrated players around.
Yep.
Until you see him come in to Baltimore and do what he can do. And if you're in the American League Central, you get to see him, what, 19 times for the Indians?
18 too many if you're the opposition. Pitch will be taken. Headline in the Chicago papers today: time for the Manny Machado watch to go into overdrive in Chicago. That was the headline. Fouled away. Manny met with a number of reporters. The Cubs, the team, seemingly very interested. Talking about Addison Russell maybe coming over to the Orioles. Javier Baez, outstanding shortstop. The article suggested Dan Duquette go after Wilson Contreras. And when the Cubs said no to that, then you come back and ask for the other guys. The Cubs there's no question about the fact they're interested here in Chicago.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
If you had, and then you got to throw in some youngsters. I mean, Addison Russell, I think, is under control to 2022. So and it's not like he's a bad shortstop.
Got that one way back left field. Cubs wanting more than ever. And goodbye, home run. Manny Machado got one up and he drove it, and the Orioles are on the board.
Well, Larry Garcia in left field never moved a muscle, never even twitched. He eventually would turn around once it had already sailed into about the 30th row. So there you go. Home run number 15. I was looking at the numbers, Gary. When the Orioles came in here last year, Manny was in about 215, struggling. And, hitting around 215 all the way to June, and then everything changed. Had the great August with 12 home runs, hit 340.
Well, he is now tied for the lead again as it's the Betts, Martinez, Machado show. Trout has joined the group as well. He's got 14, but Betts, Martinez, and Machado all have 15. The Orioles get a 1-0 lead on this.
Yep, he missed by what, about 2 feet from the target to Welling Castillo, and right there, Hector knows it's on him. Yep, didn't make his pitch.
5th home run for Manny against the White Sox in his career. Down the line the other way, foul, and that for our Maryland Lottery contestant Ronald Queen, worth $500. So Manny gives the Orioles the lead. That'll be home run number 5 that Manny has hit lifetime against the White Sox. And no doubt about that one coming off the bat. Santiago has given up 6 on the year, 5 to the right-handers. Inside corner strike for Scope.
Yeah, big inside corner strike zone, and of course he chased ball 1 on the first pitch, got a hanging breaking ball, and then Castillo sits in there. Young umpire calls it right to the glove. Certainly enhances your chances of getting the borderline pitch.
So now there are 2 away, and that'll bring up Danny Valencia. Valencia hit a ball hard and high to center field his first time up. Santiago with the off-speed delivery, breaking ball, and it is going to be in there for a strike. Pitch on the way, will be inside. Just looking, according to the numbers we've got, all 5 home runs that Manny has hit against the White Sox have been hit here. None at Camden Yards. Danny Valencia, 1-1.
Well, I wonder how he'll like to the north side, Wrigley Field.
Well, yeah,
we're talking about the trade. I mean, I would think if the Orioles are going to, I guess one of your options is to, write a check for $300 million and sign him for 8 or 9 or 10 years. But we'll see if that happens. But again, he's going to go somewhere, and I would think sooner the better for the team that gets him.
Yeah, that's for the clubs that are in contention but are going to need a little help. That could be an enormous.
But there are a lot of teams that are in contention.
Yeah,
contention now.
That's why his value maybe is more now than it would be later in a hired gun situation.
I mean, even Atlanta with all the young players that they've acquired, they lead the National League East. Then you look at Philadelphia. They're at least coming in tonight, 8 games over. Everybody says that they're going to be looking at Bryce Harper and Manning next year as free agents. And then the Dodgers, they're starting to play well. They went in and swept the Nats over the weekend. The Nats have all kinds of injuries. It's unbelievable how many guys they have on the DL.
Santiago's got a 3-ball 2-strike count here on Valencia. Thought he had a walk, and instead he gets a strikeout. That'll be 5 Ks picked up by Santiago in the ball game, but for the Orioles, they have the lead as Manny Machado delivers the long ball. That one up, and he did not miss it. Purchase for fans 60 and over, which includes a lower level or club level ticket in the shade and an Orioles travel umbrella. Ticket packages limited. Umbrellas are available only through this special offer. Go to Orioles.com/seniors and get your ticket package today. Let me correct myself on Manny's home run totals. He actually now has 8 total, and 5 of the 8 have been hit here in Chicago against the White Sox. And a 1-0 lead. So Cashner over the top gets the swinging strike.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good curveball, and he's hasn't thrown it a lot tonight, but it's he's mixed up his pitches nicely.
Left-hander will foul that one off.
Yeah, the problem with not getting a lot of run support, and we saw it in his last start, where Nick Pivetta really pitched well for them. He had a 1-0 lead going into the 6th inning in that game, and then Cesar Hernandez would tie it up with a solo home run, and then he'd give up a couple more runs. And so if you don't get a lot of offense, the longer you go, the easier it is to give up runs sometimes.
Way inside, we'll move him back off the plate on that one, and the count goes to 1-2. Second time through the lineup against Cashner. Doesn't change much first 2 times. Third time though, a different story.
Dramatic.
1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. Right over the screen off the fist.
Yeah, 217, 224 all the way to 367. Third time through the order. And that's pretty dramatic.
It's a big jump. Right-hander's delivery to him, hit hard into the shift. Jonathan Scope, outfield grass. Gets it to Davis in time for the out. Palke is retired. 1 away in the bottom half of the 4th inning. This White Sox team, they are 11th in average, but last in runs. They average only 3.9 runs per ball game. They've had 50 home runs, which is 11th coming in, and they've drawn the 2nd fewest walks in the league. Well, the offense has struggled, and their ERA as a team is also 2nd highest, 5.21. Here's Davidson, a base hit, his first time up. Matt Davidson will take the pitch. It'll be up for a ball. DH for the White Sox. 1-0 is a very patient DH. Willing to wait you out. Take a look at the numbers.
Well, this year, yeah. I think that's one of the things they worked on in spring training. Steverson, the hitting instructor, again, only 19 walks last year. But as you mentioned, 26 home runs.
Get you some better pitches to hit.
Well, the other thing is, Gary, he really spent he came over in a trade for Addison Reed back in 2013 during December. He played 3 years, full years at AAA. And he hit home runs every year.
2-1 delivery to him inside, almost caught the jersey.
And I always thought it made it a lot more difficult to get a guy out because he kind of dives or dodges this ball up and in, almost got that left arm. Is that if you know a guy won't swing at balls, it's harder to get him out.
3-1. Shift on in the infield against him, and he'll take the pitch for a walk. So that's what we were talking about. Second walk surrendered by Cashner. Comes with 1 away here in the 4th inning. And that'll get Garcia to the plate. Larry Garcia hitting from the left side. The switch hitter hit into a fielder's choice his first time up. 1 down with a runner on at first base and a speedster at the plate.
Well, what it does, it opens up the hole.
Between first and second, wide open, goes right to Scope, tries to get 2, not in time. Davidson dives back in. Garcia retired on a pitch.
Yeah, very fortunate. A little hanging changeup. He hits it right on the nose, but just like Moncano led the game off with a line drive to third base, this one's to Scope, and good base running by Davidson. Doesn't get doubled up. No place to go when balls hit that hard anyway.
So Wellington Castillo will stand in. Castillo a 1-4-3 on one of those kicked balls by Cashner that came back at him on the ground. Castillo now 5 for 13 off the Orioles starter. And we'll foul that one the other way. Wellington Castillo, 28th start for him with the White Sox. That is 6th home run of the season in yesterday's ball game, and has a season high 6-game hit streak. That he's gone 7 for 21 during the hit streak. Cashner taking a look over at first base on Davidson. Not a big lead, and that'll be popped up first base. Davis will come over, and no play. Averaging just about what he has done in the first starts. A little bit better maybe tonight, and has had a couple of pretty quick innings for Cashner. Oh, 2. Castillo will take it. It's frozen in there for a strike. That'll be strikeout number 4 as Cashner gets it done again with a runner on base. 1 left. Orioles up 1-0. Black then today. PNC, make today the day.
Yeah, you can see 3rd round draft pick. Buck Showalter was saying he kind of circled his number, had a nice game. The other thing is he started at Delmira. They already moved him up, so getting to see a little bit better competition as he moves his way toward AA Bowie. But again, you know, maybe doesn't throw as hard as some of the other guys, but throws a lot of strikes and very impressed. Kind of like the fact he only walked 1.
That helps, doesn't it?
Never figured that out in A-ball.
Here's Mark Trumbo against Hector Santiago. First base side again. Abreu. He'll go over, but there will be no play.
No more sliding or diving for Jose.
Kind of limping a little bit on his way over with that knee that got cut and the ankle that got turned. Trumbo, a strikeout victim. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for Hector Santiago. Cashner's had 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. .274 lifetime hitter against the White Sox. In the air, he got all of that one. Center field, it is deep, way back in. Goodbye, home run. Another wallop that, like Machado's, had the sound right off the bat of a long ball, and the Orioles have a 2-0 lead.
Well, only the 2nd home run of the year, but then again the quad injury, so he missed the first month. I was kind of kidding around. I said, you know, coming in you'd hit 28 balls on the ground, only 10 in the air. He goes, no more pop-ups. So he struck out the first time and then he hammers one. And that ball was drilled. So there is your exit velocity. So Manny's was what, 112 exit velocity. That went 411 feet.
That one hit hard and into the glove. Moncada going up in shallow right field as Chris Davis barreled up on it, but is out.
Yeah, a couple of loud home runs and then a loud out. Let's go back. You can see where Castillo goes in. They don't get it in quite enough. And again, against the big guys, 2 years ago, 47 home runs for Mark Trumbo. Last year, 23. That ball goes a long way and doubles up the Orioles' 1-0 lead.
His second home run in this ballpark and his 5th lifetime against the White Sox. Ball's being hit hard here in the 5th inning. Joey Rickard, a base hit, his first time up.
Well, Gary, again, to go back to this being Santiago's only his 4th start. He never, until his last start, gone anything more than 5 innings, and he went 5 the last time out.
They were hoping to get 5 out of him here in this one, and that is still their hope. A couple of runs on only 3 hits. The Orioles have 2 home runs and the single. That one will be fouled back. Little different story than what the Orioles had to go through in that game in Boston, where they only had 1 extra base hit and 13 singles and could not score a run in that ball game. The Orioles setting a mark there with those singles. They finally got a double. Here's Peterson got one in the 9th inning. Swing and a miss for Kay on that one.
Yeah, so you get a couple of pitches to hit early, and then Joey swings right through it. So just go up the ladder.
Santiago gets strikeout number 6 in the ball game. Shift will be put on in the infield. Zusak stands in. Oriole catcher goes after the first pitch, and it is a strike.
Well, Santiago's doing pretty much what we were told he's going to do, where he's going to throw 91, 92 in the middle of the plate, even though he has made some good pitches inside corner, and then you think you're on it, but you're not.
Long ball. Orioles have used it for a large percentage of their runs again this year, as has been true in most of the season since Showalter came in as manager. They've had that home run hitting lineup, and they've got 2 here in this ball game. Trumbo and Manny Machado getting them, and the Orioles getting the 2-0 lead. Santiago with the 1-1 delivery and slapped into the shift. It's going to be a long throw. Moncada's second baseman. Good stretch made by Abreu to record the out. But the Orioles add another 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. Second home run of the ball game and another no-doubter. Cuisine. Visit SavorSarasota.com. Foggy cooling off night here on the south side of Chicago. The Orioles, though, the lead. Trumbo, the DH, on the right. Home run number 2 on the year, and Manny Machado picking up number 15, tying for the American League lead, coming in the 4th inning. Those are the Orioles' runs on just 3 hits in the ball game. Santiago, first 2-homer game against him this year. It's been Cashner, as we mentioned, who has struggled with a long ball tonight so far. Santiago. And the pitch, swing and a miss. He started number hitters off here with off-speed deliveries.
Yeah, that's the first really good slider. He hadn't thrown a whole lot of those. Used his changeup, curveball on occasion. See Anderson last year, career high in his second full year with 17 home runs.
Tim Anderson, a chopper down to third. Valencia was playing in. Trouble getting it out of the glove, but he'll get it out in time to get the out on Anderson.
Well, it did rain, and it looked like it maybe the ball a little bit moist.
A lot of rain today. Orioles are going to host the Red Sox Monday, June 11 through Wednesday, June 13. On Tuesday, June 12, the first 25,000 fans 15 and over receive a Dylan Bundy bobblehead. Go to Orioles.com for tickets. Yankees playing tonight, Texas. Yankees ahead 5-4 in that one. They're midway through that ball game as the battle for the division lead goes on with Boston. Engel at the plate, rips that one to left field, and that will fall in for a base hit. Mancini over to get it. He's got a chance at second base. They're going to get him by a mile.
What was he thinking? Yeah, I tell you what, he never ever, as he comes flying around first base, looked at his coach Darryl Boston or the outfielder Mancini, who made a perfect throw. Now I know he hadn't been hitting, Gary, but I mean, talk about youthful over exuberance. Right here, just make a good throw, and he does, and then the tag. Wow.
Club's down 2-0. You got a chance to bring the potential tying run to the plate. Instead, you make the out at second.
I just think that he thought because of where he hit it, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty close. He didn't really get the foot. But he thought that was an automatic double.
Pitch taken inside, so in a hurry there are 2 down, and Trey Mancini continues to play that solid left field.
Didn't he get the first 2 outs on what, 3 pitches?
Yep. Chance for a real quick. That one's going to be down low. Leadoff batter Moncada struck out, and he has lined out. Moncada 0 for 4. Only times he has faced Cashner. Pitch will be away. So Cashner falls behind on him 3-0. Sanchez is waiting on deck. Wow, 4 in a row.
Well,
like didn't want anything to do with him, but there were 2 down.
Yeah, he got him out with changeups the last time, lined out the first time on a fastball, missed, and then got himself into a hitter's count. But just think, if Engel doesn't get thrown out, for one, it sets up the hole with a left-handed hitter. Engel can run, so you're going to hold him on, and then you look on deck now, you got Abreu in the hole at that point. So getting thrown out at second. Big play here in a 2-0 game.
And a chance to get out of the inning with Sanchez, their number 2 hitter. He has struck out, grounded out on a 1-6-3. Ball kicked by Cashner last time up. That's 5 in a row out of the strike zone. And those are not close pitches. See if he waits for him to throw a strike here before he moves that bat.
I think he's going to try to look for a fastball, Gary, if he gets it, inside middle, and try to hit it into right field.
Taking down low. That's not close.
Yeah.
Well, what happened?
Focus.
Yeah. Got 2 real quick outs. And falls behind here 2-0. Your manager a headache there. 2-0 count.
How about the guys playing behind you?
Yeah. Runner off first base. Taking. That's a strike. And Sanchez not going to help him out, and gets it to 2-1.
Well, they know who's on deck, and there is Abreu.
2-0 lead for the Orioles. Both teams have picked up 3 hits in the ball game. Yeah, and there's one to center. Jones will have to play it on a hop. Moncada forgot how many outs there were. He stopped going to second base. So the base hit.
They didn't want to get Engel disease and get thrown out, and because he nose up. I mean, finally, 3-1, looking fastball, gets fastball, foot gets down, and Elmer Sanchez does what he does best, put it in play.
So there've been 2 hits in the inning and a walk, but they're 2 down, 2 on, and nobody's crossed. So a big at bat. This moment in the ball game, as Abreu stands in, he has doubled and popped out. And a good pitch on the outside corner.
Yeah, Abreu didn't want that call, but it was a perfect blowing away fastball.
Cashner trying to work his way out of a jam. This is where he's been at his best. With that 200 average with runners in scoring position.
And then you got Abreu a little over 300 in these situations.
0-1 delivery on the way to him, will be down low.
And just think of all the extra pitches because of the walk.
Yep.
And that's how you get the pitch count up, and that's what they want. I want Cashner out of there as quickly as possible.
Good quick inning has turned into just another good inning. 13 pitches, get out of that over the next 2 or 3. You're okay.
But remember that this is where the numbers go up dramatically.
Yep. Third time through.
Yeah, third time through. And
that one now is going to be a base hit into the corner. They'll score at least one. Moncada will come around. They're going to try Sanchez. Here's the relay throw. They got a shot at the plate. One hopper, and he is out at the plate. Perfect relay made. Sanchez trying to score all the way around from first base. And Trey Mancini, an impact on this inning. One getting the out at second base and a throw in his own. This one the relay to Manny Machado. And Manny guns it with the runner right in front of him. Perfectly placed for the out.
We stand ready to serve all military families.
Back here in Chicago, Trey Mancini. He threw out the runner at second base. Engel trying to make a single into a double. Took him off the base pass. And then delivers that strike on the relay to Manny Machado, who delivers a perfect one to the plate. Susak put the tag on to end the inning. 2-1 ball game now. The Orioles up in that inning. Just 1 run on 3 hits and a walk. And only 1 left on. That play at second base getting Engel over was enormous.
Well, I can understand if you're Nick Capra and you're the third base coach and you're struggling for runs, you send them, make the Orioles do everything properly, which they did. Mancini hitting Manny Machado, and then this throw is a bullet on 1 hop. So he's able to catch it. He gives him the avenue or the lane, which is according to the rules, and then Susak gets the tag down.
In the air to center field, that ball hit deep, going back, warning track, and it's going to stay in the yard. Trey Mancini on a long fly ball out. Welcome, second baseman Brian Robertson, broadcaster Fred Manfred. Newest members of the Orioles Hall of Fame at the Orioles Hall of Fame Luncheon on Friday, August 10, noon to 2 in the warehouse. Luncheon is hosted by the Oriole Advocates, and tickets are $65. For details and to order tickets, call 410-247-2703.
Well, congratulations to Freddie. They had a nice dinner for him last November that I attended, and of course Brian Roberts going to be doing some radio, I think, down when the Orioles are in Tampa.
And did some at home.
Yeah.
Adam Jones drew a walk and he flied out. Santiago's numbers.
And they're good. You know, I mean, if he had been, and again, this is only his 4th start, 13th appearance, you figure this is exactly what we want. Giving us a chance to win. You know, giving up home runs, but solos, you can usually live with those.
I mean, the White Sox have out hit the Orioles 5-3 in this ball game, but the Orioles, again, those extra base hits, that's how you score. 1 ball, 1 strike count, even with the bag at third. For some reason, is Sanchez. The pitch will come in.
So you would think that, again, when you go there, and he's really pitched in off the plate, mainly because Jeremy Rehack, the umpire, a young umpire behind the plate, he's given him maybe a little bit extra room. You would think this would be a change up, down, and away. Nope, coming back in.
1 delivery is there. Those high strikes that are strikes are being called here tonight.
But only on the inside corner.
Yes. Which is where the umpire generally is over the shoulder of the catcher.
Well, it's right to his eye line.
2-2. Little shift in the infield on Adam. Oh, mercy! Into left field. That ball back of the wall, and goodbye, home run. The Orioles' 3rd homer of the ball game, and they get that run right back. It is 3-1 as Adam Jones clanks it for his 8th.
Well, 3 hits yesterday in Boston, and Santiago, you can see exit velocity at 100 miles per hour.
So the Orioles have had 3 no-doubters on the long ball here in this ball game.
Well, it's almost like Hector Santiago thinks he's Randy Johnson tonight, trying to throw high heaters by guys. You know, because he does have other pitches. You know, he hadn't thrown a lot of change-ups tonight, but maybe he ought to get in the habit of it.
Yeah. So the Orioles get the run back. There's going to be an intentional pass, I believe, issued here with 1 away to Manny Machado, who had a home run in the 4th inning.
Well, here it is, and again, it's 94 miles per hour, but turned around at 100 because it's up and out over the plate. Didn't try to go in. He didn't like his location. Adam did, and the Orioles get their 3rd run.
It's going to be the 8th intentional pass surrendered to Manny Machado this year. It comes with 1 down and nobody on, right after the home run was hit by Jones. Machado's now got 25 walks.
Yeah, Rick Renneria saying, Manny, you're that hot, but it does set up an extra run on base.
In the air to right field, very deep was Polka, and it's going to fall in. Runner had to wait. Looked like he had a chance to catch that. Jonathan Scope will get an opposite field single, and Machado will stop at second.
Yeah, sometimes on line drives, and of course here comes Ricky Renneria after he walks Manny. He was hoping that maybe he could get a double play ball. That's not the case, and then Polka did not play it particularly well.
Beck is in the bullpen ready to go. He hasn't made the move yet. I don't think Beck is quite ready to come in, so he's going to prolong the mound discussion as long as he can here. 3 home runs off Hector Santiago. It's been his undoing so far. He's going to leave him in. The bullpen not being ready. It's Valencia takes on Santiago today by AARP. Take those numbers.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so you explain to me why he's still in the game.
I don't know.
Or maybe
I think Beck's not ready.
Well, trip, fall. do something.
Come back out.
Yeah. Walk slower.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I agree. I thought he went out to get him.
Well, we know. I mean, this is why Danny Valencia makes ball clubs, because of what he does to lefties.
0 for 2 in the ball game. He struck out, flied out, 1 out, 2 on, and that one slips out of the hand of Santiago, up and away for a ball. Well, great chance for the Orioles here. They lead it 3-1, but to do some further damage here in the top of the 6th inning. Valencia with a 4-game hit streak coming into this ball game. He's now 7 for 22 off Santiago. And Danny could add to that home run total. The power he's got, especially against the left-hander. Runners off first and second base, and a step off. Valencia's had a couple of home runs here in this ballpark. On the south side. Lifetime 4 total against Chicago. Santiago taking a long time here. 1-0 delivery on the way. That will be in the inside corner for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Jones, the home run with 1 away. The intentional pass to Manny Machado is on at second. Single picked up by Jonathan Schoop. And the Orioles trying to make it an inning if Valencia can pick up a base hit of some sort here. Runners start. Pick off at second, thrown into center field. It'll be backed up though, angled there to get it. Second baseman moving in. Mercado actually fell on top of Manny Machado. The 2 runners had started to go.
Yeah, thinking about it, and then here's the pickoff, and you're right about falling on top of him, or at least keeping him from getting up. So one thing about Hector Santiago, he put enough on it where it got to the center fielder angle in a hurry.
In a hurry. Threw his best fastball. Santiago will keep an eye on second again here. With a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Mercado's moved closer to the bag, the second baseman. Runner's not going, and the pitch will be up. White Sox starters have the highest ERA in the American League, 5.7 plus. As far as the home runs are concerned, they have not given up a lot of home runs, only 31. Third fewest. Got one up in the air to shallow center. Second baseman, shortstop, center fielder, shortstop Anderson puts it away. Runners stay at first and second, and now there are 2 down. So Mike Trumbo, one of the Orioles' home run hitters, got his in the 5th inning, 2nd of the year. He has struck out. That extends his hit streak now to 4 games. And also, that home run is the 3rd he has had against Santiago. He's had 3 hits off Santiago, 3 for 13, and all 3 have been home runs.
Yeah, and you leave them in.
Yeah, again.
I know Rick Rennery, a very positive guy. You know, I guess the slogan here is Ricky's kids won't quit because they're a young ball club. But you'll like to give your, Beck, doesn't throw as many home runs, righty versus righty. Numbers pretty good. Trumbo against Santiago, and of course he's trying to hit another one and swings the ball 1.
Way upstairs. Orioles are just 0 for 1 with runners in scoring position because they've scored their runs on the home runs. They've had 5 hits. Both teams have 5. And Trumbo the opportunity here. Try and get at least Machado in from second base. Runners with the advantage will go on contact with 2 down. Oriole DH 0-1. Same spot, stays off it. In fact, a little lower, but still a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 down. Long inning for Hector Santiago. Left-hander's pitch, foul back.
And they just and they keep coming in there.
Wanted that one. Trumbo thought he should have been able to drive that ball a little bit, just missed. Outfield will play Trumbo to pull. Center fielder moved over a bit. Big gap in right center and down the right field line. Santiago with the 1-2.
Wow. Well, again, he has not thrown this many pitches in a game this year. So a vote of confidence, so to speak.
He's going to be in the rotation probably, and so they're getting to see how long he can go here. But that tank's pretty near E. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dangerous time for Santiago with Trumbo in there and 2 on.
Wow. And he doesn't get the changeup. Well, he froze him with a changeup, and we talked about mostly early on low pitches were called, and look at the glove of Castillo. You can just see him bring it up a shade. Of course, on our Nissan pitch track, it might have gotten the bottom of the zone. So Mark Trumbo gets a break.
Yep. So the runners will go. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Machado, Jonathan Scope. Trumbo will foul it back, and we'll do it again. He's had some pitches to hit here, a couple of good ones.
Well, good swing there.
Santiago trying to find a way to get out of this inning. Orioles have picked up just the 1 run.
And then you got Chris Davis on deck, so you're wondering with Beck up, you're going to bring Beck in to face Davis? Probably not.
It would be hard for Santiago to go another, I would think. Here's the full count again. Wow. Reaching, look out. Thank goodness for the screen again.
Yeah, Mark Trumbo's going to take a walk. Not a base on balls, because if he had not swung, it would have been a base on balls. But this far ball is so far outside, and he's going to have to go for a stroll. Oh, how did I do that?
That was just long enough.
The amazing thing is I actually fouled it off, so it keeps the bat at live.
Yes. How he hit that, not sure. 3rd time on a 3-2. Santiago's just trying to find a little juice here to get a final strike. Machado and Scope take off. Trumbo fouls it back again. Boy, tough at bat. That calls for a conference.
Well,
Castillo going out and saying you need just 1 more. The whole infield's going to come in and join here.
You might as well have a little meeting of the minds. And of course, you know, veteran pitcher at 30 and veteran catcher at 30. But you're trying to read the swings, and he's had some pretty good swings. Of course, Ronaldo Lopez, young pitcher they got from Washington, along with in the Adam Eaton trade. He pitched a marvelous game yesterday. And there's an article talking about Beck's been ready now for about, what, 7-8 minutes. But he ran out to the mound in the 8th inning, said, hey, you know, can you get this guy out? And Lopez said, yeah, and he did. And maybe Santiago told him.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, I want this guy. He's mine. Renteria said, go get him. 3-2 coming again. And struck him out on the inside corner. So long at bat. Santiago able to get strikeout number 7. The Orioles pick up a run. They lead 2. The home run by Adam Jones, making it 3-1.
15th home run, 1-0 Orioles. And they would add to that lead the second home run of the year for Mark Trumbo, a bomb, 110 miles per hour, 435 feet. And then watch this. Mancini, for some reason, Engel tries to turn a single into a double. They get the out. And then after Abreu drives in a run, the second run, the tying run at that point, thrown out. Great relay, Mancini to Machado. Those are your Geico highlights. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save. And of course, Adam Jones hits another home run. So
number 8.
Yep.
And Polka will take the pitch inside. Count goes to a ball and a strike. Daniel Polka, an 0 for 2 in the ball game. Davidson and then Garcia. Polka's grounded out twice. Left-handed hitter Andrew Kashner swinging a foul ball. That one's going to go off Susac. Kashner's walked 3, struck out 4. 86 pitches. Working here in the bottom half of the 6th inning in pretty good shape. Ouch.
And you can see Polka's a big kid. 3rd round draft choice. Another changeup. Hits it straight back.
Kashner after win number 2. Keep this lead. One's going to miss. Maybe in and up a little bit. Shift on against the left-handed hitter. And he'll go against it the other way. Trey Mancini, Adam Jones giving chase. Ball will take a hop. It'll go up and over. A ground rule double for Polka leading off the 6th inning.
So now 4 hits to the last 4 hitters. A little changeup that stays up. Big strong guy, as we mentioned 2 years ago, hit 34 home runs. Double-A, Triple-A last year with a hand injury. And I would imagine that may get somebody up in the Oriole bullpen, mainly because of what happened last inning and then the leadoff double.
And the numbers that we talked about, this going through the lineup this 3rd time, that huge jump in average by opponents. Davidson a base hit and he is walked. He will take the pitch down low for a ball.
I think some of that, Gary, is the fact that a lot of times in the older days, I guess in the past, you know, we were talking before the game a couple of booths over with Ed Farmer, who does the radio, former pitcher, and Steve Stone. You know, you don't show everybody what you have the first time through the order, maybe even the second time through the order. And I think nowadays that's why for Kashner, they see everything. Now the 3rd time, okay, I've seen your changeup, because he got him out on changeups the first 2 times. Did not get him out differently because he hung one. So that's how you get back in the game.
Evelian up in the bullpen and a left-hander ready to go.
So I guess that's why the numbers probably go up.
Pitch will be in there for a strike. Well, when we were talking with Buck about that, I mean, you made the point that why not throw the fastball as long as you can into a ball game, right?
Well, Jim Codd, who's one of the great left-handers of 286 wins, 16 Gold Gloves, they used to have a bet. How far can we get into the game without changing speeds with your fastball, change-ups, and they can get into the 5th inning sometimes.
Yeah. Until they hit it, keep throwing it.
Because not everybody's Tony Oliva or Roberto Clemente, but they say, hey, throw them a curveball, but don't do it twice. But just imagine, but those are elite hitters. But how about guys that to see your changeup every time, maybe 5 or 6 of them, if you make a mistake, which is what happened here in the 6th, a little bit easier to hit.
Davidson, 3 ball, 1 strike count. White Sox trying to get a potential tying run to the plate, down by 2. Have done it here. Pitch on the way, and that's going to be a base hit off the mound into center field. Polka will make the turn and stays. Not particularly fast. Adam waited to see if the runner was going to go or not. Got it into the cutoff man. So Davidson a base hit, and the White Sox cover the corners here in the 6th inning with nobody out. Skipped off the mound on this one.
Yeah, well, the count has a lot to do with it. He's looking fastball, gets fastball, and hits it hard. Good news, he didn't hit out of the ballpark, because he's a very good fastball hitter. Roger McDowell's going to come out, have a little conversation, give the bullpen a chance to get up.
Bullpen just starting to throw. So Kashner.
Well, in the 5th inning, you had the 9th hitter Engel He singles but tries to stretch it into a double. He walks Moncada, single by Sanchez, double by Abreu, double and single. Well, Michael Gibbons getting loose. So now what? 1, 2, 3, 4. A walk with 5 consecutive hits. So he's obviously
running out of gas.
Yeah. Or they're just getting on his stuff.
Yeah.
And combination maybe of both of those things.
He has gone about the major league average Cashner has in starts. It's about 5 1/3, 5 2/3 is the average for starters this year in the majors. And that's about where Cashner has been first 9 starts. 5+ here. Goes after the first pitch down the line left field, headed into foul territory and out of play. Garcia is lined out and hit into a fielder's choice.
Now, so you get in this situation with a 2-run lead in the 6th inning. You know, unless you get to 2 strikes in a hurry, you're thinking, okay, I'm more concerned about the guy, which is the tying run at first, because I need outs.
Garcia helps as he goes after a pitch up over his head. 0-2.
But take a look and trying to do a little bit too much. And you're right about chasing the ball out of the zone.
Garcia's .345 with runners in scoring position, one of the best numbers among the regulars for the White Sox. 0-2 delivery, and he fouls it back, somehow able to take that right out of the glove of Susac as that one had gone by him. And an 0-2 count remains.
Well, you go from maybe a guy that's over swinging, and that's how you chase a ball high, to now a contact hitter.
Runners off first and third. Double play depth in the infield. In the air, right center field, pretty good wood. Jones going back, air looking. It'll take a hop. That goes up and over. And another ground rule double. 1 run will score as Polka will cross. Davidson goes to third. Garcia gets an RBI, and it is a 3-2 ball game. And Buck waited until play had stopped and makes his way out to the mound.
Well, 6 consecutive hits and a walk. And only their base running got Cashner out of the last inning.
So White Sox threatening to do a little more here, 2 in scoring position.
And doubles, so he's going to leave. Tying run and go-ahead run at third and second base. So in comes Michael Gibbons. Again, your Jiffy Lube pitching change. Regular oil changes at Jiffy Lube will help your vehicle's engine run cleaner longer. Jiffy Lube, drive in today. And of course, Michael Gibbons has been on a roll. Only 1 earned run in his last 11 outings over 13 2/3 innings, and also the ability to strike you out.
And here is Castillo, who will take the pitch slider in there for a strike. So Wellington Castillo, the Oriole last year, gets the chance to do damage to his former team in this one. Base hit to put the White Sox on top with a run in here on that double by Garcia. Castillo has had a 1-4-3 put out, and he's been called out on strikes. Givens' pitch will be up. Cashner just running out of gas in the 5+ innings.
Yeah, the quality of pitches, it's almost like he hit a wind shear. And of course, give them credit for making the adjustments.
Yeah, that's a good pitch on the inside corner.
Yeah, he gives up on that front hip breaking ball. So now you're in a position with a tying run at third and a go-ahead run at second to strike him out. And certainly, like I said, capable of doing that.
Premier strikeout pitcher out of the bullpen in the American League is what Michael Givens has turned into through the first quarter of this year. 1 ball, 2 strike count at Castillo. Swings and fouls it back, and it'll be out of play. So the White Sox getting 1 in the 5th. They've made base running mistakes that have cost them. Trying to put a tying score across, got thrown out at the plate. Runner thrown out at second. Orioles defense is held up for them. And now it's the bullpen's job to try and hang on to this 1-run lead. 1-2 delivery. Castillo will pop it up. And no play.
Yeah, just trying to go up the ladder. 96, then 97.
Hitting only .222 with runners in scoring position on the season for Wellington Castillo. But it's that power that makes him ever dangerous in these situations.
And the infield back because of the scoreboard. Yeah. With the 1-run lead, and you don't want to give up that go-ahead run at second. So Davidson doesn't run well at third, so I imagine it would be hit to.
Popped him up first base side. And Chris Davis will put it away, and there's a big first out here in the inning. Runners have to stay. Now the Orioles are proud to join Johns Hopkins University of Maryland and other corporate leaders to support Baltimore City's Youth Works program. Seeks to provide as many as 12,000 Baltimore City youth with summer employment. To donate, visit BaltimoreCityFoundation.org and choose Mayor's Office of Employment Development Youth Works. And to learn more, visit youthworks.oed.com. Infield way in now. Anderson up. He'll take the pitch inside for a ball and going to try and cut down that run. Davidson at third on a ground ball if he goes.
Yeah, that's why they don't have to come all the way in, because he doesn't have a lot of speed. Anderson at 4 for 35 coming into this game, runners in scoring position, and also he strikes out a lot.
1-0 delivery by Givens. So far in the ball game, the White Sox have gone 3 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They have stranded 5, and they've got 2 in that situation right now. Outfield moves a bit more around to right on the count, it being 2-0. Anderson has walked, and he has grounded out. Michael Givens got him to go after that pitch away. Wow.
Well, young hitter, and only his second full year, but third year, and he chases way off the plate. Again, 96 miles per hour, late movement.
Givens worked last against the Red Sox. He's had 3 days rest. He worked an inning, gave up 1 unearned run, a walk, a strikeout, no hits in that inning. And he barrels one in again on the outside and gets another swinging strike, and there are 2 down.
Well, the big difference in Michael Givens now, maybe 5 weeks ago, is more velocity. This one 97. And the ability to get ahead in the count and then do what you said, strike people out.
So Engel will come up. Orioles with a chance to get out of this. Valencia will stay even with the bag at third. He's looking over for help. Valencia is. He does stay there. Wasn't sure. You got a speedster at the plate, even though there are 2 down. Chance to lay down a bunt to try and get a base hit and bring that run in from third. They want Valencia right where he is, right there, not back. Angle a base hit. Last time up, puts it up in the air, way up and out of play.
That may be the best pitch he gets to hit.
Had one there to drive and couldn't do it. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Gibbons has become so good because he's so aggressive coming out of that bullpen. He comes right at hitters, regardless of the situation.
Well, I think that's something, you know, again, a converted infielder, second baseman, shortstop, and you know, when he first came up, Tom Cheedy was a bullpen coach. And he said, when you come in, it's got to be full bore. I mean, and for reasons like this, you come in with runners on base. Closers a lot of times will have a clean in
on the fist.
So you can't be, it can't just be a get me over slider. It has to be a good slider. And then again, he's got a plus arm.
2 ball, 2 strike count, 2 down. A run in here in the 6th, making it a 1-run ball game. And Gibbons trying to keep it that way and leave 2 on. And timeout asked for by Susac, the catcher, that time.
Well, the last time Engel hit a slider off of Cashner, hit it down the left field line, and then ran himself into an out at second.
Gibbons with 30 strikeouts in 24 innings. Has added 1 here in the 6th. Runners off second and third. Long hold. 2-2. Boy, did he freeze the hitter on that one. And gets the strikeout, retires all 3 faces, and leaves the 2 in scoring position, and gives Cashner a chance to be a winning pitcher. Our M&T do-ups, it'll be Davis, Joey Rickert, and Andrew Susac. Good one underway with the Orioles leading it by a score of 3-2. Out hit 8-5 so far in the ball game, and the starter out.
Yeah, they got a base hit. He had a chance to win, except he gives up the 3 solo home runs. That gets himself out of trouble. A very long leash by his manager, Rick Rennery, and then Luis Avalon. We saw him with the Dodgers a couple of years ago when the Orioles went out there. So they got Soria, they got Avalon. So their bullpen, they actually made some acquisitions.
And a breaking ball, lefty on lefty here.
He got a curveball. He'll throw at any count. Fastball, curveball, occasional changeup. See, lefties hitting him better than right-handers.
Pitch on the way to him will be down low for a ball. Navarez has come on to do the catching, so Wellington Castillo out of there. 0 for 3 in the 3 at bats he had. Chris Davis, an 0 for 2 in the ball game. Davis, Rickert, Susac due up. Chris will take one that'll lead him away that was up high. Avalon is 28 years old, out of Venezuela. Jim said with the Dodger organization over the last 3 seasons, but played with Atlanta prior to that. Davis will take one that's in there for a strike, taking all the way, and 3-1.
Yeah, Chris with the 4 home runs, 3 against left-handers. Let's see if he gets a fastball to hit here.
Avalon's delivery, he did give him one, goes to center field, turned him around, and he'll make the catch on a sinking line drive.
A couple of good at bats, nothing to show for it. A rocket to the second base, Moncada, and that one hit right on the nose.
Engel made the catch, and Davis will head back with one away. That'll bring Rickert to the plate, a base hit, and Joey has struck out. Happy birthday! He's 27 today.
Really?
Joey Rickert, 1 down, nobody on. Off speed delivery to him that time, and he was looking for a fastball. Tight ball game. Boy, the White Sox have had a lot of these. They are 4-11 in 1-run ball games. 11 1-run games this year. Orioles are 2-6. 0-1 pitch on the way, and that'll be in there for a strike, up a little bit. White Sox have had the 8th most 1-run games in the majors. And their 1-run losses 2nd most in the majors, behind Tampa Bay. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and the pitch will be outside.
Well, didn't Tampa lose their first 9 1-run games and maybe 11 out of 12?
Well, their entire first month was almost 1-run ball games.
They've got back to respectability. Talking about the Rays, win 6 out of their last 7, 6-game winning streak on the road after they left Baltimore.
Down to third, that will be foul. Tampa Bay toying with that 500 mark. They're a game under it right now, 9 games out in third. Toronto's 3 under 500. They're struggling right now. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Joey Rickert trying to get on. Susac, the catcher, waiting on deck. Avalon's delivery, and that'll be outside. A little turnover pitch. He's trying to cut on the outside corner, not getting there. Only 1 walk surrendered by Hector Santiago. 3 surrendered by Cashner, the Orioles starter. 2-2. Cobb and Cashner, 2 new Orioles starters this year. The full count. 1 down, base is empty. And gets him. That's the pitch.
Yeah.
He stayed at it.
Well, he did, and of course he ran the count. He got to see what, about 7 pitches before he throws the perfect changeup. But relievers can do that. I mean, that's about as good as it gets right there. Fastball hitter. Not as young today as he was yesterday, as he turns 27, but he's always been able to hit the fastball. Doesn't get one to hit.
Susac 0 for 2 in the ball game. He has struck out and grounded out. 2 down now with the bases empty. Avalon's delivered to him as an off-speed, off-speed breaking ball, 68.
Little Mike Cuellar, Ron Peronowski right there. And it looks like, 68, I could hit that. It's like slow pitch fastball, but the spin on the good curveball, it just keeps spinning. Doesn't linger in the same place to hit.
0-1 delivery. Worked outside that time and missed with it.
Found that out when I used to watch Baranowski, before the DH. I'd go, geez, why don't they just look for that? And then you go up there, and even if you look for it, you could hear it. Actually, Tug McGraw had that kind of curveball. You could hear it. I remember when I hurt my shoulder, he was pitching for the Mets in Elmira, and I could hear his curveball throwing it.
One shot.
Spinning of the seams. Human night, upstate New York. Kind of the way that the young Jordan Hicks, who threw 205-mile-per-hour fastballs, they could probably hear those
in Boston.
Yeah.
Upping the numbers on the velocity gun. Here's the 1-2 delivery on the way. Susak will take that one outside. Avalon has had his problems. He's had at least one base runner each of the last 5 appearances. Got his first win of the season against Texas during that last series here in Chicago. Beck has been up a couple of times now. 2-2. And you get the strikeout. So a couple of Ks and a 1-2-3 inning, 7th inning stretch time here in Chicago. Orioles lead it by 1. Find your local independent American Standard heating and air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com and by University of Maryland University College. 7th inning stretch time settled. Givens back to work. Ground ball will go to Scope. And the leadoff batter retired. Moncada's had a walk, a line out, strikeout, now ground out. One away here in the 7th.
Yeah, what an impressive inning for Michael Givens to get out of that trouble. Runners at second and third. 3-2 ball game. Nobody out. But he did pop up in a couple of strikeouts. Well, that's why they're talking. Again, analytics. Hey, sometimes you bring in the guy that you think can get out of trouble because of his ability to strike people out. And
10 inherited runners for Givens. Only 4 have scored on the year.
And that was early.
Yep. Sanchez a base hit and got thrown out at the plate in the 5th inning trying to score all the way from first. And the Abreu base hit.
I think 3 of those came on the Reddick Grand Slam down in Houston a few times. So other than that, he's been very efficient. Now into the heart of the lineup.
He has been the go-to guy, and even to the point, of course, recording his first major league save. this month. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Yolmer Sanchez will take the fastball away, Givens giving him one to look at right there.
Well, again, the injury to Britton and then the ensuing injuries to O'Day. I mean, it backs everybody down, so you're pitching in little different spots.
Orioles are trying to get Britton's going to do a simulated game here, then another in 4 or 5 days, and then they hope to have him at Norfolk around the 30th. That's the plan.
I asked him, I said, how do you feel? He said, great. I said, who are you going to put into a slump tomorrow with that? And Trey Mancini says, maybe I ought to do that. You know, maybe I ought to hit off him. And then, of course, Zach says, well, you know, I will throw some 4-seamers, not that great sinker of his, because it would put you into a slump. But
Givens with a 2-2. Abreu waiting on deck.
Yeah, that's the power zone, but he got it in enough because, you know, for whether it's Sanchez or Garcia. Of course, Garcia hit the double on a high pitch of 0-2 earlier in the game. But again, all you got to do is drop the bat. And that's where you can generate power. And with Abreu on deck, important guy to get out here.
Again to second base on the ground ball. Again, Scope will play it over to Davis. And there are 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details.
So we saw Givens come in, and then he powered his way through last inning, and then 2 outs on changeups here.
Here's Abreu. A double, a single, and he has popped out. And that one will be swung on and missed. So Abreu raising his average even a little bit in this ball game. They gave him a double on that last one instead of a single. So two baggers. 0-1. Givens' delivery to him will be outside and low.
So you got Abreu on this team. You got Moncada, both of them from Cuba. They got Luis Robert, paid $25 million. Another young guy that maybe they're saying is as fast as Billy Hamilton, the speedster for the Reds. And he's working his way up through the minor leagues.
Abreu's 2 for 2 with a home run off Givens. He wanted to lean into one, but it came in on him. Gets out of the way, though. 2 ball, 1 strikeout on Abreu.
$68 million for 6 years. Money well spent by the White Sox. He has been the offensive cornerstone of this team.
Givens with a 2-1 pitch to him. Abreu fouls that one off. So Givens evens the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Abreu, trying to have a 1-2-3 inning. White Sox have been retired in order only once. That was back in the 3rd. Having some opportunities with runners on base and some outs on the base paths, crediting the Orioles defense. 2-2 in the air to center. Adam Jones. He'll have room. Shy of the warning track. He will put it away, and it is a 1-2-3 inning. We've completed 7. Orioles have a 3-2 lead. Our Ram do up. Mancini, Jones, and Machado. Toronto, according to the Sportsnet.Canada. Lost 4 consecutive games. Oakland A's, including Sunday afternoon's 9-2 humiliation, getting swept in a 4-game series at home for the first time since 2001. And each loss had its own distinct, demoralizing flavor. Also on our East Winds look, New York Yankees on a roll, 10 runs, 14 hits yesterday. Sanchez, Gregorius sitting on the bench. Aaron Judge 0 for 4, and they still piled it on. They have now won their 8th series in a row. And they are beating Texas 8-5 in Texas tonight. 7th inning of their game.
Now Bruce Rondon comes on. I mean, he's going to get it up there in the upper 90s, very much like Michael Gibbons. And again, numbers good ones across the board. A hard slider, 87 to go along with that.
Trey Mancini leading it off, has had an 0 for 3 in the ball game. Evelian worked an inning and struck out 2, retired the side in order in the 7th out of the bullpen. 1-run game, 3-2. Orioles are up. Rondon's delivery, and Mancini one off the fist. Will end up out of play. So a game turned over to the Pens, but both starters are still the pitchers of record. Rondon hasn't given up a run last 8 appearances, covering 7 1/3 innings. Pretty tough. 2-1. Rondon over the top. That's right there.
Yeah, right on the corner. And at 97 last year, really struggled with Detroit. Year before, totally different story. 5-2 record, ERA of under 3 runs a game, and then more strikeouts than innings pitched.
Here's the 2-2 delivery, and Trey will take it up high. Orioles desperately wanting, obviously, put some up on the board here in a tight ball game. Two teams whose offenses have struggled. Orioles have used the home run ball again tonight 3 times. Full count delivery, and there is a big leadoff walk. Starts the 8th inning for the Orioles. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. Gentry will run for Mancini. Craig Gentry in. Will probably stay in the ball game in left field. Well, the Orioles will try and take advantage of those big leadoff walks in an inning.
No, we've seen Adam hit the ball to right field about as well as anybody in this lineup. I mean, 13 hits already. And a lot of times just hitting him, they play him up the middle. They put a shift on. I mean, not a total shift, but so there's a huge gap into right field on the infield.
Even with the bag at third base, Sanchez trying to take the bunt away. Gentry with a real good speed over there at first. Adam got his 8th home run last time up, 6th inning. Machado had his 15th in the 4th, and Mark Trumbo had his 2nd in the 5th. Adam Jones foul tips it into the mid. Rondon bringing some heavy heat.
Well, he's a big guy. He's listed at 6'3", 270-ish. Kind of reminds me of when you look at him of Bobby Jenks, who was here when they won the World Series. And Jenks a little taller.
Pretty good lead by Gentry. Jones will take it on the inside corner for a strike.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever been about stuff with Bruce Rondon. I mean, last year, and he walked 10, gave up a bunch of home runs. The ERA was over 10 runs a game, and they sent him down. And next thing you know, he's a White Sox.
White Sox was scouring to fill the roster. That froze Adam. Good movement on that pitch, and it didn't miss by much. 1-2.
Well, they got Santiago. He started the game. They got Soria. He can be in the bullpen. Rondon, Avila. Well, they made some acquisitions, even though they went young with their everyday players.
Young for the foundation, and then fill in with some veterans you can pick up any way you can. 1-2 delivery off the fist, first base. Abreu in foul territory, puts it away.
And 98 up and in.
So Manny Machado will get a chance. He's 0 for here in this ball game. Excuse me, the home run. He drew the intentional passes last time up. Popped out in the first inning. Manny now tied for the lead in the American League with the 15 long balls. And he's gone 3 for 8 against Rondon. Infield shifts playing him to pull. Moncada almost behind second base. Look at the movement on that thing.
Well, it's kind of a backup slider, but again, when a guy throws 98, you think this is the good slider. You don't pick up the spin. You think this ball's coming up and in. The next thing you know, it kind of swoops down, catches that inside corner.
Thrown it a couple of times here. Jones saw it. Now Manny sees it. A 1 delivery. Did he go? Nope. Bill Miller down there at first base. Here's what he looked at.
Not close.
Miller, the crew chief, will have the plate tomorrow. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Very tight game here with every pitch mattering, trying to pick up another run. The Orioles. White Sox have had their chances to either tie it or get a lead. Couldn't do it. Rondon buries that one low.
Well, that's when you're seeing the ball well and letting it travel, because that's a slider that usually you swing through or hit into a double play ball, and he just took it. And if I'm pitching, you should be able to recognize that.
Manny with very few strikeouts. Walk to strikeout ratio almost 1-to-1. 28 strikeouts, 25 walks. Rondon will look over. 2-1 delivery on the way. Whips that one down the line. It will be foul. Nice play.
Yeah, really nice play.
He's hitting the ball so hard. Every at bat. Up.
Yep.
No, look at that. Relax. No problem. I got it. Can handle that. And he also has a 5-game hit streak now with that home run he put out in the 4th inning. Gentry back. Orioles have drawn only 2 walks in the game. Hector Santiago gave up 1, and then this one by Rondon to lead off the 8th. Only 3 surrendered by Cashman. 2 ball, 2 strike count. Pretty good lead. Gentry extends it a half a step. Runs, pitch, strike, throw, blocked. They get the strikeout on Machado. It is called, and the stolen base will be picked up by Gentry.
Yeah, I think Manny thought it was low at 99 miles per hour, and of course Rondon. But look how long he is. He's got to be about 1.6 seconds. Easy guy to steal on, and of course that's why Craig Gentry can run really well. And now you got a chance to have that run that you were talking about.
6 out of 7 in stolen bases for Gentry. Orioles 0 for 2 in these situations. The only chances they've had, they've left 3 on base. Jonathan Scope will try and pick up the RBI. Base hit, 1 for 3. Big cut.
Yeah, bottom dropped out of that slider. Well, Don Cooper, as we mentioned, I mean, I think this is his 16th consecutive year as their pitching coach. So you get a project like Bruce Rondon with that kind of arm, you get him for 6-7 weeks in spring training.
That one, a broken bat to short. Long throw for Anderson. Tim on a bouncer gets the out. Throw to the plate just in case, but the out was called at first. So the Orioles do not get it in. Good play by Anderson on that toss to get Jonathan Scope. Coverage on Masson 2, 7:30 with those extra, presented by Ford, followed by game coverage at 8. All the access you need right here on Masson. Orioles lead it by a score of 3-2. White Sox will bat here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and they'll face a new Oriole pitcher.
Yeah, Richard Blyer comes on. He's had a terrific year. Had one of those streaks where 19 1/3 scoreless innings, and then gave up runs on 2 occasions. Once against Tampa Bay, once against the Phillies. Pitched the 1/3 of an inning the other night up in Boston. Gave up a couple of hits. Again, not going to overpower you. He's just going to throw a lot of strikes, and he's trying to maintain a 1-run lead here in the 8th.
Blyer's pitch will be taken outside. Polka, their cleanup batter, doubled and scored in the 6th inning. They've had RBIs on an Abreu double, a Garcia double, and have had other opportunities but not able to find that 3rd run. The Orioles have gotten them all on the home runs. There's the shift on with Scope way out in the outfield on the left-handed hitting Polka. He'll take the pitch inside, and the count will quickly go to 2-0 on him.
Yeah, the mindset can change a little bit. I mean, Richard Blyer was so good. You just figure, I'll make my pitches, they'll hit them at people, and then you get out of that. So
Polka broken bat right into the glove.
And then again, Polka, he swings at a ball in, and then he's a big, strong guy, likes it out over the plate. And because Richard's so deceptive, turns his back on you, he swings at a ball about 6 inches inside. Some kindling for the winner here in Chicago.
Good follow through by Blyer, ready to field.
The hardest thing, Gary, on that is you just sometimes don't know how hard or soft it's hit. So you do a double clutch sometimes.
Yeah. Comes back so quickly, even if it's not hit hard. Yeah. 1 down, and the breaking ball taken inside. Davidson. One down, bottom of the 8th. Davidson has had a couple of base hits and a walk. 2 for 2 night, and that pitch does catch the corner. Davidson, 176 off the lefties coming into the game, 260s off righties. Joakim Soria in the bullpen. Garcia waiting on deck. Up a little bit, fouled it back. 1-2. Get Brad Brock and Miguel Castro warming up in the bullpen. Brock seemingly back in that closer position, if they haven't had to use him earlier. 1-2 pitch in the air to right field. Rickert. Blyer gets the first 2 outs of the 8th.
Yeah, a lot of times you bring in guys. I mean, Blyer, we showed you the numbers. Lefties hit him better than righties, but who are the lefties he's going to face? And of course, that's Buck Showalter looking at those numbers. Soria, number 48, and then Nate Jones, their closer, the big hard thrower, upper 90s. Soria, more of a finesse guy.
Garcia will take the pitch on the outside corner. Garcia, a double, 1 for 3. Lined out, fielder's choice. 2 away here. 8 in a row now retired by the Orioles as Givens came on with 2 in scoring position in the 6th inning and got all 3 outs. And got all 3 outs the next inning. That'll be a hit. One chance to get it, and Blyer tried to use the glove and couldn't pick it up.
Yeah, I think that's the only way he thought he could catch it, and that's just that one step towards third, and then he had to go a long way. If he catches it, he's out. So right there's the little follow through. He gets to it actually, and again, he just tried to swipe it. And sometimes with a big glove, and that looks like a pretty big glove, you think the ball's in the glove, but it's not. I used to shag with a Rawlings, like an outfield, and I pitched against the Angels, and Carew laid down a bunt. I thought I had it. Didn't. Bobby Grich bunted, the opportunist. Thought I had it. Didn't. Came in, fired it off the back wall, and never used it again. Went back to my smaller Wilson 2002.
Smart choice.
It's great on the line drives. That's when you want a big glove, but on bunts and feeling your position, it's hard to do with an outfield glove.
Omar Narvaez getting his first at bat as he came on to do the catching for Castillo, and the throw over to keep Garcia close. He's got speed over there. He was credited with a hit. It is the 9th hit picked up with the White Sox in the ball game. They've out hit the Orioles 9-5. They trail it 3-2. Blyer against the lefty. Runner goes. Ground ball to second base. Jonathan Scope will play it on the big hop and record the out. Blyer gets it done. No runs on one hit. No errors. One left on base. We go to the 9th. Orioles up by 1. Both fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Trace Thompson has come on to play in right field for Polka, a defensive replacement, and they'll also go to the bullpen again.
Yeah, Joaquin Soria last year with Kansas City had 20 saves. Poor Tommy John surgery, one of the premier closers with Kansas City. So he comes over in the Avalon trade. And, you know, again, you can see lefties hitting him pretty high. Just a couple, 18 points lower than 400. Fastball, maybe, used to be 93.4. That's down about a little bit below the league average at 191.5. He's got the curveball, good changeup. He's got all the pitches.
So the Orioles will try and get one or more, as Danny Valencia will stand in. Valencia's 0 for 3, a pop out, a strikeout, and a fly out in the ball game. Rondon worked an inning, 1 strikeout and 1 walk. Soria, the right-hander, ready to go. Valencia's 0 for 8 against him, and the pitch is a strike. For Soria, this is game number 23 against the Orioles. He has a 1-2 record and is 8 for 9 in saves against the Orioles. Has given up only 4 runs on 16 hits in 20 2/3 innings. But a different Joaquin Soria as he stands in here in the 9th inning.
They're going to turn 34 in May, and just turned 34.
Danny Valencia with a 1-1. Slider away and down.
Yeah, a little cutter. And that's one way you just get a little more movement when you lose velocity. The ball a little bit off center. It cuts like a slider, but maybe very effective.
1-2 delivery to him. Cashner hoping to get a win. 2 runs, 8 hits over 5+. Helped out by the great work of Michael Givens in that 6th inning. 2nd and 3rd, nobody out, getting 3 outs, nobody scored. And the Orioles bullpen had retired 8 in a row in 8 of the last 9 since that inning. 2-2 delivery on the way. That hit home plate. Sanchez gets the out. Let's take a look at our Ford drive of the game as we take a look at Mark Trumbo.
Yeah, about 112 miles off the bat. Ends up going, at least projected, 435 feet. One of the 3 home runs that Hector Santiago would throw tonight.
Hurry to your local Ford dealers for great savings on cars, trucks, and SUVs.
If the Orioles end up winning this game, it'll be the home run ball. And how about the defense in the 5th? Mancini throwing out Engel at second, then hitting Manny Machado, who throws out Garcia at home plate.
Big outs. Big.
Yeah, just the way you draw them up in Sarasota during spring training. Hit the
That's what you
cutoff,
work
man.
on.
Yeah, it really is.
They executed here in this game, and they were not easy plays. Trumbo also a couple of strikeouts along with the home run, second of the year. Fooled on the off-speed delivery a bit, only 69, and tops it foul.
Well, you come over with Luis Avalon in that Dodger trade. He threw 168. He kind of race curveballs.
They're working on those super slows. 0-2 count. Trumbo with a 1 for 9 off Soria. He went. Home plate umpire makes a call. Mark didn't like it.
Well, he doesn't like the call before. You hardly ever see this. But he called him out on a low fastball.
He's out of the game.
And that's what this is about. So I'm sure he's not happy about getting called out here, but this goes back to his previous at bat.
So Trumbo a strikeout victim and out of the ball game. Showalter still out there talking to the rookie umpire.
Yeah, see, he didn't swing, and he immediately gets called out, and then of course he called a ball down and in for strike 3, and probably asking him, why didn't you check it first? See you later. Good news, he didn't bump him.
And it's the 9th inning. And he's the DH.
And he's not playing defense. It's not like he's your shortstop.
No.
Yeah. Soria out of nowhere with 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Cuts it in on Chris Davis's hands.
Davis an 0 for 3. Line out, a couple of fly ball outs. Davis 0 for 2 off Joaquim Soria. That one up. 1 ball, 1 strike count. There is Brad Brock ready to come on. Looks like it will be a save situation, and they will have 8, 9, and 1 due up in the order. Pitch to Chris. Soria gets a strike on the outside.
Or somewhere around that outside corner.
Yep. Soria looks pretty fluid out there. Pretty good delivery.
Well, the Tommy John was 2012.
Over the top, swinging strike. Play's got to be made. Abreu covers, and the throw made. So Soria gets a couple of strikeouts. Orioles retired in order. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Orioles looking for a 1-run win. on to play at third for Valencia.
And Brad Brock. 5 scoreless appearances, 3 saves in there. You can see 6 out of 7 on the year. Batting average up a little bit because of batting average on balls in play. Probably about 90 points higher than his career average. League average is 300. He's about 278 this year, 385. But lately, confidence up, command up. Needs 3 outs before they get a run to get his 7th save out of 8 opportunities.
He is 2 for 3 in save opportunities against the White Sox. Owns a 2-0 mark. This will be appearance number 12, all as a reliever. 2 runs, 5 hits, 11 2/3 innings against Chicago. Chopper down to third base. That will be foul. Tim Anderson. Anderson, the number 8 hitter, 0 for 2 and a walk.
Yeah, big strikeout with Michael Gibbons able to get him out with 1 out and runners at second and third. 3-2 game in the 6th. And of course, if he gets on, he's 11 out of 12 this year in stealing bases.
0-1 the count on him. Heat up, he went after it. White Sox have gone 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position. They have left 8 on base in this game. The Orioles 0 for 3 have left 4. With the 3 home runs right now, that's their offense, and so far that has been enough. 3 of the 5 hits homers. Exact opposite of what the Orioles did against Boston, with a percentage of all but 1 being a single in 13 hits. 1 ball 2 strike count.
Yeah, they will lament the Adam Engel trying to stretch that single into a double. Down 2-0, and then they would get what 6 of the next, or 5 out of the next 6 batters would reach.
1-2 delivery is away. Dwyer got his job done as he worked the 8th inning. Gave up a single. Givens worked 2, gave up nothing, and had 2 strikeouts. Cashner looking for his first win lifetime against Chicago. 0-2. 2-2 delivery. Keeps it alive on the foul ball.
Well, he came in this year 0-4 against the Central. How about Andrew Cashner? So that would get him on in the win column when it comes to pitching against them.
Brad Brock looking to finish it. A little pacing being done by the manager. Brad 6 out of 7 in saves. 2-2 last foul. Tough at bat. Anderson keeping the hopes alive to get a lead off something here in the 9th inning.
Well, that's where it all starts for them because of the speed factor. I think that's why Buck's pacing.
7th pitch of the at bat coming. And he gets him, Brad Brock, at 86.
Yeah, tried everything and then goes back to his changeup, and the bottom just goes right out of it. Starts on the outside part, comes down. He's trying to make contact, can't do it. A big out and strikeout.
Adam Engel comes to the plate. A base hit in that 5th inning. The strikeout. 1 for 3 in the ball game. Goes after the slider. It's outside. Looks so good.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, swing at it and it ends up being about a foot off the plate.
Top of the order. Moncada waiting on deck. Brock trying to get through it in a hurry. It'll be up and away. Most of these hitters have not seen Brad Brock, and if they have, it's only been for 2-3 at bats. 1 ball 1 strike count on Engel. This is down low.
Yeah, another guy that can run a little bit. 6 out of 7 when it comes to stealing bases, and you could see him choking up trying to make contact. Somehow get on. You would imagine he'd get a fastball to hit here.
2-1 pitch on the way. Down and away. 93. So Brock will leave it up 2-2. 11,628. 11,628. The announced attendance here. The Orioles can win it. They'll end that 2-game win streak of the White Sox and end their own 2-game losing. 2-2. Tough take. So a full count, 3-2. And getting to bite on the pitch that's just slow and off the mark. Big pitch here for Brad, full count. And he walked.
Last thing he wanted to do.
So now the potential tying run is on. And you turn the order over to Moncada coming up.
And by the walk, you bring the winning run to the plate. And you get that much closer to having to face Jose Abreu.
Moncada drew a walk in the 5th and scored. He has lined out, struck out, grounded out. Abreu had the RBI double in that inning. Garcia the RBI double in the 6th for Chicago's 2 runs. Good speed on at first base.
Now, because the speed factor, now all of a sudden you got to be a little bit quicker to the plate. Sometimes that can affect your command. Moncada with home run power. He's got 6 home runs. So he's trying to hit a ball hard somewhere.
Real careful watch over there at first.
So that's a pretty impressive number right there. 380 for J.D. Martinez. Alex Smith, outfielder for Tampa Bay, at second.
3 in a row.
And you can see he's got a big lead. And of course, he's always been able to steal bases. More so at the minor league level. 65 one year.
Delivery finally on the way. That's going to get down the line. Joey Rickard will chase it over to third base. They'll hold him up as Rickard gets it back in a hurry. And the White Sox cover the corners in the bottom of the 9th with 1 away on the base hit by Moncada.
And it's all set up by the base on balls. So it looks like a changeup. It stays up instead of going down like the one earlier in the inning when he struck out Tim Anderson, and then because of the speed of Adam Engel, easily to third base.
So now 90 feet away. Potential tying run. Sanchez, a base hit. A couple of ground ball outs and a strikeout. Left-handers against Brock coming into this game hitting .344.
And Moncada can run a little, even though he was on the DL with a hamstring problem.
Frozing takes it for a strike. Sanchez, their third baseman, checking down at third. See whether or not there might be movement over there from Moncada. Moncada at least would love to draw the attention again of Brad Brock. Bunting. It's a suicide, and it is foul.
Now you're kind of thinking that because if you get the runner in, and then obviously you're going to tie the game up, but you also move the guy over, so it's almost like a sacrifice. But you know, you start the runner, you got a contact hitter at the plate. He doesn't get the bunt down, so now of course Brad Brock's going to be thinking strikeout.
Yeah, it's a big non-bunt.
Yeah, it really is.
1 away. He gets that down. The infield was back. The run would have scored even if they had gotten the runner. Here's the 0-2 delivery, and that will be foul back.
See, and the other thing, Gary, is that when you can strike people out, and Brad Brock can do this because of the count, you got 3 shots. I mean, you can go in, you can go away, you can throw hard slider down and in to set up and away with a fastball. Of course, Sanchez is just thinking contact.
0-2. Sanchez will go down swinging on a big second out. So he could not get the squeeze bunt down and ends up with a K.
Same pitch he threw Tim Anderson. This change up. One to Moncada, stayed up. This one goes straight down. And they're going to walk Abreu. Wow.
Well, this has been the history for Buck Showalter in these situations.
Well, you know why they're doing it, because Trace Thompson came in for Palka. So you'd like this matchup a lot better. I'm not sure that Daniel Baca hadn't left the game, and I don't know why he did leave the game.
Oh, may have been something wrong, a reason for him leaving. And I also wondered about Castillo leaving the game. So Thompson, who has not had an at-bat, will get one right now. Trace Thompson with the bases loaded. 2 down. A base hit can win it. A strikeout or any kind of an out, and the Orioles get it. Thompson will take the pitch. It is in there for a strike. Thompson up for the second time with the big club, has moved around in the outfield, different positions. The biggest at bat he's had in the majors. 0-1 delivery. Chases that one away.
And the minute you load the bases, if you're Buck Showalter, you're pretty happy with the way things are going right here, getting 2 quick strikes. Again, a lot of options when you get 0-2.
And Thompson clearly anxious.
Well, he's only hitting 121 for the White Sox.
0-2 delivery. He got it enough to foul it back.
Okay, there's your pitch to hit, because that was 94 outside third of the plate. Throw a slider off that, and maybe you can shake hands and congratulate everybody and win your 5th game on the road if you're the Orioles.
Hector Santiago, pitcher of record on the White Sox side. Andrew Kashner for the Orioles. And Brock after a save. 0-2. Thompson goes down swinging, and that's the game. Foul tip held on to. And Brock ends up striking out the side here in the 9th, leaving the sacks full. Kashner goes 2-5. Hector Santiago, the loser, is 0-2. Brad Brock gets save number 7, and the Orioles using the long ball. 3 of them, Machado, Trumbo, and Jones, come away with a 3-2 win. Game 2 tomorrow. Kevin Gausman on the mound against James Shields. Our coverage on MASN 2 begins at 7:30 with those extra presented by Ford, with our game coverage at 8. Tom and Rick up next. Real tight ball game right to the very last K. This has been a MASN presentation. For Jim Palmer and our crew, I'm Gary Thorne. Thanks, everybody. Adieu, adieu.